RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. Where's the button? There it is. Hi, guys. The camera looks like crap, but okay, we're doing it anyway. My name is Tara Devlin. Thanks for hanging out. I promised a show tonight, and that's what we're going to have, because yesterday I was going to do a show, but I actually started feeling sick. I'm not doing that. I mean, physically, I'm having some problems, I guess. I don't like to talk about it, but I mean, I will. I do feel, anyway, whatever. We'll talk about it more later. I don't want to, this is not a show about my aches and pains and all my issues. Physical, but it is, really, sometimes. It's about my mental issues, too. We're in this together. What are my mental issues? Republicans will say, yeah, you're nuts. No, we're all suffering from PTSD living in this country. Everywhere we look, we're being squeezed. And this is a problem. And it is directly responsible for the ongoing fascist coup. If we had a functioning democracy with an economically vibrant and upwardly mobile working class majority, as it was supposed to be, and as it was or tried to be, at least for the white middle class that was created by the New Deal, we wouldn't have these problems. We wouldn't have a Trump. It's like a freaking free-for-all in the economy, except we're the ones being stepped on. How much longer are we going to take it? I continue to ask. The problem is money in politics, okay? It really is the bottom line of what we're dealing with. Wait, hold on, guys. Thank you. Already we have a chat room filling up with great American patriots. Yes, and we'll talk about the Canadian truckers, Richard W., and thank you for your super chat right out of the gate. Another great show, Tara. It really means a lot. Thank you. You will keep me going and also growing. The show, we want the show to grow. Of course, I want to keep growing. We never stop. That's when we stop, we're no longer here. And thank you, JD, for your super chat in pounds. Hello, Tara and chatters. Hello, JD, you lucky bastard. And you know why. Because your grandmother didn't freaking pick up and move to this motherfucker, did she? No. I could be your neighbor, JD, if my grandmother, well, maybe I wouldn't be here, but let's say I was here, or were here. I don't know the words. I just make them come out of my mouth. Let's say we were. My grandmother never left. I would have a better accent. I wouldn't sound like this. And I might sound better. This is kind of like, I hate my voice. Well, whatever. We all do, right? Isn't it weird when you listen to yourself? It's hard for me to, even when I was doing stand-up more. I haven't done it since the pandemic, but one of the things you have to do is watch your set. I hated that. Whatever. I like this better. I like this platform better, the way we can interact, and it also keeps me from giving up completely. It's really, I got to tell you guys. Okay, let me just do the plug so people who are new know what we're doing here and where to find us, and hopefully they'll keep coming back. I love this community. I love everyone I've met through the chat room and all of the supporters and the patrons. God, you guys don't even know how much you get me out of bed in the morning. I'm serious. And we wouldn't, I don't know, I would be a lot worse in depression if not for us. We stick together, we win. And so let me just say, we're SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Please give the show a good review on iTunes. If you haven't already, go over to iTunes or search Tarabuster iTunes if that's not too much, and give the show a good review. That helps us keep going, and it also suggests it if we have enough people posting reviews and giving it good ratings, it will get bumped up in the algorithm. So it really does help. If somebody is looking for liberals, they'll find this show too, hopefully, and then we'll have another awesome person to hang out with in the chat room. And so do that. I've asked, I don't know. I've asked a million times. How many times I got to tell you guys to give the show a good review? I sound like my mother there. Actually, sometimes when I say my own name, it sounds like I hear my mother's voice. Tara, we have the same voice. I blame her. I blame her for a lot of things. Okay, whatever. FYI Nation. That's another great liberal radio station with original content. I highly suggest if while you're hate watching Morning Joe, turn on FYI Nation and listen to Thomas, and you can call in. Thomas Reynolds as I can't remember what he's calling it because he keeps changing the name, but okay. It doesn't matter. It's a show. And yes, Winston on the chat says, damn right, Tara. And I feel the same way. You help keep me sane, my friend. Right back at you, Winston. All right, hold on a second. And ROKFIN, that helps if you want. There's more of a diverse selection over at ROKFIN, of course. And you can check out Lee Camp and others. Ron Placone, and more. What else? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Become a patron. That's really it. At patreon.com/Tara Devlin to keep the show going and growing if you can. Even $2 a month helps because that also bumps us up and it looks better that, we have more people. And people are like, hey, what the hell? Am I missing a party? Right? Look at my glasses. Why are they crooked again? I guess it's the headset. I know my face is crooked. What's weird? Well, it's just an interesting fact. Angelina Jolie has apparently perfectly proportional features. That's why she is considered beautiful. And I knew, I work in TV, you guys know. A friend of mine had to interview her at the UN once, and he said she was the most beautiful person he ever met in person. Stunningly, physically. Well, she hit the genetic lottery. I got the genetic booby prize. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. Why did I have to be born so incredibly interesting instead of beautiful? All right, I'm only kidding. Guys, I have body dysmorphic disorder. This is really therapy for the resistance. And since we're on the subject, I want to talk about this right out of the gate. We're going to talk about other things. I want to talk about Melania Trump getting her grift on, Josh Harley selling monetizing, commodifying his fascism, and that's what it's about. Fascism is a perfectly acceptable system of government for inadequate males, I suppose. They think they belong at the top of the hierarchy, yet they are inherently inadequate. So, I don't know, they gravitate toward this ideology that cements them in the catbird seat of power. I suppose Josh Hawley stuck his finger up in the air, or maybe his whole arm, and saw which way the wind was blowing with these freaks. I really hope they keep going. Show yourself. You know what I mean? I've been screaming for years, and every Republican chest beats the heart of fascism. Let it out, guys. Let your freak flag fly. Because the normal people are going to be turned off, I hope. Oh, little Tara Jr. sitting over there. And thank you, Errol Thomas, for your super chat. When will Republic clowns ever going to get a grip on reality? I think that's the first of never. That's when that will happen. All right. And of course, I want to talk about, we talk about the media all the time and how useless it is, the corporate media. Because, you know what? Well, this is just on my head here. they're covering Ukraine. Of course, this is a story that we need to know about. This country, once again, maybe not going to war. That'll be great. But it's on, in my opinion, it's another distraction. The corporate media loves war. That's what it's about. They love it. It is easy to report. Then you don't have to report the economic disparity, which they never do. So it's like a gift to the corporatists. They want to bang on the drum of war and bring on the experts and blah, blah, blah. Of course, all of this is happening in the United States. The assaults on democracy. Hold on. Let me lower that. Because we're footloose and fancy free tonight. I don't really need to follow that. I'm not sure if we'll have a marathon tonight because I have to get up early and go to the doctor. All right. And also, there's a community cat that needs help, and I'm supposed to trap him tomorrow. Or try to. And I'm giving myself a couple of days to see if I get him. He's got problems, the poor guy. I can't even talk about it. Let me not talk about it. Because it makes me cry. I cannot. I feel like the whole world failed this cat, this poor thing. And what do I expect? The whole world fails people all the time. It fails creatures. And maybe in the future, this is what I see, perhaps, if we make it, if we evolve, the human beings in the future will value compassion as the greatest value. I know I repeated myself. Value is a value. Okay, we'll value what it means, what humanity. What is humanity? Is it just to suck profit out of some underling? Greed is now the only American value, and I'm frankly sick of it. And we're sick from it. And oh my God, River, yet again, oh my God, River, I don't even know what to say. Thank you for your super chat. Did I ever send you a mug, River? I forget. You're on the Discord page. Will you please send me your address, and I'll send you a mug and anything else you want in the merch store. The problem is the Tarabuster website is down now because I was switching hosts from GoDaddy to HostGator, and HostGator effed it up. They effed it up. It was so annoying. This is why everything's so annoying. I requested, so when you switch hosts, they give you a free migration of your sites because they want your business. So this friggin' migration was supposed to happen a month ago. And every time I turn around, they're sending me things, and they haven't done it. And now GoDaddy, I'm not paying the GoDaddy bill because that's a lot of money. I'm paying them. So why would I pay two bills? Because they didn't finish it. Thankfully, I have a backup. I hope they migrate it. But if they don't, hopefully we'll see. I'll upload the backup and see if it works. But yeah, we don't have a Tarabuster site right now, so I can't direct you there. But there is a merch site, which I can get to, and I'll get you a mug. So send me your address on Discord or any other where you want to send it. You're on Discord, right? And there's a shirt you can buy or something. I mean, I would buy it. I'll get it for you, as a gift. All right. Okay. And hey, I see Mark from Shaping Progress in the room. Wonderful. ShapingProgress.org. Join ShapingProgress.org. Mark is honestly the hope for the future. And who was it? Was it Joey who said that Mark from Shaping Progress reminds him of a young Tom Hartman? And yes, it was Joey Bay and Jeffrey the Giraffe, his alter ego. Spot on. Mark you are a young Tom Hartman, and I want you to start writing books immediately. And I see. I mean, anyway, whatever. I got a lot of books in me, too, so got to get that done, too, before I step off the mortal coil. All right. Where's the thing I wanted to talk about right out of the gate? Speaking of what we're dealing with and people in general. Where is it? I had it. Hold on. What do I... This is what... Hey. While I'm doing this, become a patron, or give the show a good review on iTunes. Okay. This is not it. I'm looking for this thing about Biden. I don't know. I didn't see this in the news. Biden was... there was a threat against his life. Let me see. Biden... And this guy was arrested. Here we go. Inside the downward spiral of a decorated paratrooper accused of threatening Biden's life. And it's from the Daily Beast, Justin Rolick. Scott Ryan Merryman suffers crippling PTSD stemming in part from a firefight in which he inadvertently killed a child in Afghanistan, his lawyers say. A Kansas man accused of threatening to assassinate President Joe Biden, is a former Army paratrooper who suffers from crippling PTSD from his service, where he was involved in, quote-unquote, a chaotic firefight in which he accidentally killed a young child standing next to a Taliban fighter. That's according to new court filings reviewed by the Daily Beast, which offer additional insight into the alleged threats. Scott Ryan Merryman, age 37, was arrested last month after claiming he had been instructed by God to lop off the head of the serpent in the heart of the nation, which allegedly meant murdering Biden by delivering a fatal head wound. The state's criminal complaint filed on January 28th in Baltimore federal court read, Merryman, who now works as a construction contractor, was intercepted by the Secret Service in the parking lot of some Cracker Barrel, where he informed agents that he had to deliver a message to President Biden and advise him that people were fed up with the divisiveness in the country and had to turn back to God or go to hell. You see, this is what happens when a democracy devolves. But the reason here, let me just finish this. After making numerous comments about God, being guided by God and cloaked in the blood of the Lamb. Here comes, speaking of God, here comes the producer. Come on over, kid. Say hello. Come on, producer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tara Jr., the producer. Wait, let me get rid of this. The producer of the show. Look at him staring. This is what I deal with. Hello, honey. Let me see your face. What's going on with you? He's got an allergy. Hello, producer. Hello. I think I might want to put him behind me. All right, honey, hold on. Here we go. I know. You sit there. I know. You're a good boy. I know, honey. I love him. I love them all. What can you do? Okay. After making numerous comments about God, being guided by God, cloaked in the blood of the Lamb. You see how religion F's people up? Here's a person who's suffering, and they're filling his brain with all this blood of the Lamb shit. If only. Really, if only. I know it's supposed to be a metaphor, but if only we were a Christian nation, we wouldn't be in this boat. We're not, there's nothing Christian, but armored by God. Merryman was taken into custody by police who found a loaded magazine for a .45 on him and a spotting scope in his backpack, which Merryman said was for recon, warning that he was coming for his bitch-ass Sleepy Joe. Well, I wonder who he voted for and where he's getting this shit. You know what I mean? Last night, well, here, he is a case in point of everything that we talk about on the show. Now, human beings may be vile. We may be dumb as a bunch of truckers for so-called freedom. But we're not meant to be so divided. We are not meant to be at each other's throats. And the fact that he is suffering from crippling PTSD, this is another thing that you don't hear on the corporate media. They never frame it like it's unnatural to go and murder other human beings. Because if it wasn't unnatural, and it didn't matter, you know, to our souls, we wouldn't suffer crippling PTSD from it. It would be something that would be life-affirming, right? That's why you have some sick-ass, like, you know, serial killers and whatnot. That's another, you know, I have a sick fascination. Only because I don't get it with serial killers. I told you, I watched that stupid Ted Bundy thing, and then I went down a rabbit hole of, I never did that before. I'm very affected by shit like that. The horror of it, it bothers me and haunts me. And I wonder, the reason well, I told you, it was so upsetting because the story falling for a killer on, I think, Netflix, about this woman who had a relationship with Ted Bundy, and I just, you know, she didn't know. Nobody knew. People were defending him right up until the end. The Mormon church, he was involved with the Mormon church. They were sending him cards. We're in this, you know, we got you. And it was ridiculous. A disgusting, horrible, you know, a vile person who murdered people for pleasure. I don't understand that at all. So that's a person who's sick and needs to, as much as I am against the death penalty, but and I really think, this is what I think. As far as the death penalty, I know, yes, we shouldn't make exceptions, but somebody like him, you can't have somebody out there preying on the kindness of strangers like that. And that's what he did. Oh, can you help me? I have a broken arm or leg. And that's somebody who is turning the whole human thing on its head. And that's somebody that can't be around humans. He doesn't earn the moniker anymore. So when we do that to criminals and people who do abhorrent things, we strip them of the human moniker. We call them animals. And although that's an insult to animals, we call them monsters. They're no longer considered humans. But what does it mean to be a human? So you don't, on the corporate media, they would never discuss the inherent abhorrence of sending people to kill other human beings in another country. And I understand human beings are warlike, but as I said, we used to live in caves too. But if it were our natural state, we wouldn't have such debilitating psychological effects from it. Am I wrong? I don't know. That's why I think everywhere we look is delusion. And I was just talking to Robyn earlier, and we were discussing, you know, life and because everybody's feeling like, you know, stressed. Everyone is suffering right now. For the most part, of course, billionaires seem to be having a good old time. But everywhere, every one of my friends that I speak to, for the most part, are suffering in some form or another. And it's a goddamn chore, because everywhere we look, we're being squeezed from greed. Can't get health care, can't get education in this country. Everything is upside down while the rich get richer. And yes, I was in the military. I understand there's a whole dichotomy to the human experience. I was practicing Zen Buddhism at the time. And after September 11th, so I was practicing Zen, and then September 11th, and I got motivated to join the National Guard because I wanted to help my country. I wanted to be the ones running into the building to help people and not the ones running away in fear. So I joined the National Guard, and I understand the weirdness of sitting on a mat practicing Zazen, being one with everything, and then a couple of months later running through woods with a bayonet, stabbing a dummy, yelling, "Kill." And that's part of what we did. I know it sounds a little old-fashioned, but we did that. Fix bayonets, run through the kill, kill, kill. They would say, what is the meaning of the bayonet? To kill, to kill, to kill without mercy. That was the response you had to give them. And what was the other one? What makes the green grass grow? And the response was, blood, blood, blood makes the green grass grow. What is the meaning of the bayonet? To kill, to kill, to kill without mercy. That was the response. It wasn't always as bloodthirsty. Of course, we did other things like, I found it interesting. Yeah, one of the drills we did were leaving no one behind. That was actually a thing we did. Somebody had to be the wounded person, and we had to carry them out no matter what. We don't leave anybody behind. That was being drummed into our heads. Yeah, but we do, don't we? We leave everybody, but we leave so many people behind all the time. It's twisted. So you never hear on the corporate media that they will discuss a story about a soldier with PTSD as if it's normal. Yes, it's normal because it's so prevalent, but the prevalence of it speaks to the fact that it's not natural to send other human beings to kill. And it's not the first time. It's not like PTSD was invented in every single war we've had in human history. Human beings come out damaged. We're not meant to live like that. We're supposed to recognize that we're interdependent. And I really do wish, I don't know, I know it sounds very, of course, flighty, and I understand that we have a lot of evolving to do. But yeah, I'm reading the chat. Disgusting. Not that patriotism and caring, but the bloodthirsty crap, of course. Yeah. And people thought it was, I guess, fun to do it, but they're drilling into our heads to kill people because it is unnatural to kill. And in fact, of course, I've never been in a real firefight, but there's a phenomenon of soldiers not firing their weapons when they're in the field, and that's why they drill into you this bloodthirstiness, so you overcome that initial human thing. And in fact, they did a thing about soldiers on the firing line. That's why they put where they would execute somebody by firing squad. And one of the supposedly one of the shells in one of the rifles is a blank, so you don't know if you're the one who killed them or not. Why would you do that if you don't know somewhere that people don't really want to kill other people, right? I don't know. We have a long way to go. Well, I do too, but this is how we process it. We talk about it. Yes. Richard W. says the GOP wants it all. They want power over Congress, courts, country, and citizens. Exactly. They are fascists. They're comfortable with it. They, in fact, prefer it. Democracy takes compromise. It takes seeing the humanity in others. It takes giving a shit, not leaving anybody behind. You know, I don't regret my experiences in the military. And in fact, I wish sometimes when things are going on that I was still there. When stuff happened, like when Hurricane Sandy happened, I was like, I wish I could have been there to help. Yeah, help people in need. That's what it was about for me. Excuse me. Something on my face. So, but, yeah. It was about a lot of things. It's very complex being a human, right? Wait, let me do this. Isn't that Trump? He can't drink. He's like, little baby, got to drink. So, but you know, I don't know why. Why wouldn't they, in adult conversation, discuss the phenomenon of PTSD and say it's points to the fact that this person should not have even been there to begin with. This man who's now suffering from going to Afghanistan, from being sent to an illegal war based on lies, is now suffering for the rest of his life and is nuts and tried to, or was in the process of trying to execute the president. And now his life will never be the same, of course. As it was never, he didn't come home the same from the illegal war he was sent to, and then you come home and there are no consequences. We don't leave anybody behind. There are no consequences for sending human beings to an illegal war and killing them. Your fellow Americans. It used to make me sick when, Pat Tillman, for example, all of the Republicans, I remember John McCain especially, how they politicized his death. They were tripping over each other to get to his funeral, and they make him into some hero when it ended up. And they knew that he was killed by friendly fire. It was an accident. What a disgrace. But they all went there and they made up the story about him. To trick other people? To trick weak-minded, misguided young men into putting their bodies on the line. It breaks my heart. When, reading Thomas Jefferson, what does he say off the top of my head? He wrote in his letter, our men are so happy, our people are so happy, or our men are so happy at home that they don't hire themselves out to be shot at for a sixpence. We have no standing army or something, he said. And isn't that sad when you think that we wouldn't have had a standing army except for one vote? The standing army lost by one vote. That's why we have a standing army. And the founders understood the danger of that throughout history. They're not ignoramuses like Marjorie Taylor Greene. They knew, of course, the fascism was yet to come, but they knew the death of the Roman Republic and the danger of having a standing army. And this is what happened. That's why our armies take orders from civilians, not from generals. Because in the Roman army, whenever there was a crisis of power, you had all different generals vying, and there would be another civil war. So, it's so much work. The autocracy is a lot of work, but we, the people, always pay the bill. We're the ones who pay the price in our blood. It never stops. So we don't leave people behind. We don't even think about I mean, when they read the story about this soldier who tried to kill the president, and they'll say he was suffering from crippling PTSD, there will be no mention of the madness in that. How sick it is. Why does he have PTSD? What a tragedy. This really, I feel bad for him. And he killed a young girl by accident, and he's haunted by it, apparently. This is what it said, what the article said. How wouldn't you be? You have to be a sociopath to go and be in the midst of carnage and be like, wee, this is great. I remember one of the young people that I was in basic training with saying something like that, saying, I can't wait to go to war. We were doing an exercise about lying in wait. So we were, I was in a lot of fake wars, so I know how traumatic actual war can be. No, I'm just kidding. I have PTSD from the fake wars. I can't even imagine. So we were lying in wait, trying to capture another platoon, and one of the other soldiers was like, I can't wait to go to war. And I remember saying, well, be careful what you wish for. So I wonder what happened to him. And the other thing that I found very interesting is, I think maybe I told you this story. I know I tell a lot of the same stories, but whatever. I'm just a human. And I remember we were instructed that when we were lying in wait to not look at their eyes. Do not, even if they don't see you, don't look them in the eye. They instructed us to look at their belts. And the drill sergeant actually said, because they'll get that weird feeling that they're being watched. And if, you tell me, if we're not connected on some higher energy or whatever, why would we have those feelings of being watched? And they actually instructed us in that. And I thought that was interesting. Well, so I'm sharing it. What? Where's River going? Gotta catch a raccoon. Where? What? Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you, River. And send me your address. All right? Good luck with the raccoon. I love raccoons. They're so cute. They're like God's little bandits. So we have a lot of work to do, and I hope when we're all in the ground one day and in 1,000 years, I hope that they look back and they know that we were trying. We were trying. We knew. We understood that this was wrong. The world is in chaos because of erroneous thinking and belief. The way that power structures, like the Catholic Church in particular, I have a familiarity with that, are constructed to keep this unnatural hierarchy going for the few. That's why the whole fucking world is in chaos. It's not just the Catholic Church. It's just every system of power, it seems, is to ingratiate the few at the top, to keep this power structure and everybody else in their place, not questioning it, going along and putting their body on the line, selling themselves out for a sixpence, as Thomas Jefferson said. When will we learn that this is abhorrent? It's it's inhumane, but it's also it doesn't work. It doesn't work for the most of us. It just works for the few. But there are a few sick people in the world that need to be dealt with. We have to get out of this pattern of pushing these people or allowing them to accumulate power. That's our first problem. Greed. For example, Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch. He is the festering infected pus on the boil, on the cancer, on the body politic. That's Rupert Murdoch, a disgusting, awful waste of human DNA. Roger Ailes, another case in point. Remember when he died? And he's burning in hell? Roger Ailes. Let me look him up. And they gave him, looked like a goddamn state funeral for this cretin. He was another one. A television executive, media consultant, pushing this fascist kiss up, kick down, I got mine, sucks to be you, divisive bullshit, poison, pouring it into the ears of morons and letting them run with it, telling them, hey, that freedom is a zero-sum game. If somebody else gets free, you don't have any freedom. Like these truckers for freedom. Oh my God, freedom is true. I have to find this. There was an emergency meeting last night, and I'm so upset because I thought that they were going to post it, but of course they didn't post it. It was one of these Twitter. It's a new thing on Twitter. You can do a Twitter space, and record live and invite people in to host, and then others can talk and whatnot. Maybe we can do that one day, but I have to figure it out. So they did this Twitter space, and I just assumed that it was going to be recorded. Where the fuck is it? Why can't Audacity? I can't get it. You hear it? It keeps beeping. Let me force quit it and see what happens. You guys are very patient and understanding. That's what you have to be to be a Tarabuster OG. You have to just go with the flow. This is the show, man. It's the way it goes. Skip. Okay. Hit okay. Here. I don't know if you can hear this. Maybe not. Oh, actually, let me export it. I'm sorry, guys. I know I should have done this, but I only grabbed a little bit of this, and it's genius. I thought I was listening to a comedy album. It was unbelievable. They're stupid. They're so goddamn stupid. And so people were busting in saying, I want to talk. And they're like, okay, we have Joe on the line. And this guy was like, yes, when people are exploited and freedom, there's a saying, I can't remember the exact quote. And he was like, there's a saying from each according to his abilities, to each according to their needs, right? And I know I'm butchering that quote, but you get what I'm saying. And the room was like, yeah. It wasn't that quote, but it was another Karl Marx quote. And he was rattling them off. He must have had some sight up. And they were like, yes. And he said, of course, that's Karl Marx. And they were like, hey, get out of here. And they kicked him out. And then they were like, don't curse, my child's here. Wait, hold on. Let me see. It was incredible. And I wasn't the only one sitting there thinking, is this for real? Is this fucking thing for real? Are these people that dumb? They are, sadly. I'm not here to, exploit them, but that's the mark. That's the Republican mark. They love those people. So, and the other thing that before one of the guys said, what's your plan? Because they were like, we'll take over the government. So someone busted in and was like, well, I heard you say we're going to take over the government. What's the plan? And he's like, and then somebody said, don't say anything. We know there's cops here. And so they were like, are you a cop? You are legally required to tell me whether you are a cop. And they were harassing this guy. He's like, that's, first of all, that's a fallacy. I don't know if that's the way it is in Canada, but it's not true. Cops are not legally required to tell you they're cops if they're undercover. Are you a cop? Are you a cop? Yeah, imagine Danny Brasco, right? Are you a cop? Yeah, right? I mean, it's so, they are so ignorant. It's, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to hurt these people. The irony is that we're working on their behalf too. We're trying to get these people the help they need. And then one of the guys goes, so they answered, what are we going to do? What's the plan? And the guy says, first, we take over the government, and then everybody is free. That was the response. And I was like, is this fucking for real? We take over the government, and then everyone is free. That's their plan. That's why they're blocking commerce, right? They're just blocking people from going to and fro. But who cares? They're fucking idiots. They're fascists. It takes a village of idiots to destroy a perfectly decent democracy. And instead of standing up to them, we coddle these morons. Like Hillary Clinton, she was 100% correct when she said they were deplorable. There's a deplorable segment of the Republican base. The Republican base is deplorable. They are. And then they wore shirts, I'm deplorable. And what did Hillary Clinton do? She walked it back. Fuck that. You double down on that shit. She's correct. Look at what we're dealing with. We now have open Nazis in the street, protesting, whatever they're doing, standing there like the stupid suckers that they are, crawling from whatever hole out of the bin of history. And they're emboldened. I never saw such ugly people. Ugly. And there was especially a woman. There's a woman in there. In one of the, I saw some, some video. Of course, I'm struggling with this right now. And there's a woman, they were videotaping the Nazis. I guess somebody was at a red light. The Nazis were on a corner. It was about 6 of them. And they were like, Zig Heil, Zig Heil. And somebody started recording them. And she's like, yeah, keep recording. Hi, Zig Heil, Zig Heil. Like, you dumb bitch. There's nothing uglier than a female Nazi, frankly. I guess I have my own prejudices. I expect more from women. There are not many men are like our Marks, Mark C and Mark M, and all the other Marks. We have a lot of Marks that hang out in Tarabuster. The fuck? Where is this fucking thing? Okay. But damn. But this is it. This is why we need education. We got to educate these morons. Where are they getting this information from? The fact is, our problems all are generated by the right because they don't like democracy. They're whittling away at the pillars of democracy, and the Democrats are just saying, okay, that's fine. You could homeschool your kid. Go right ahead. But in public school, we're going to teach this. No, we're not going to teach you little dum-dum that Jesus rode a dinosaur. I'm sorry. No, we're not going to teach that the earth is the center of the universe or God. We're not going to teach this freaking bullshit intelligent design or any other bullshit that you wrap in the veneer of legitimacy by giving it a name like intelligent design, as if it's on par with, evolution, reality, the shit that we study. We got this goddamn sky spook up our ass constantly, keeping everybody in their place. And that's what it is. You know, women, men at the top, white men, of course, women, everybody, you know, we got the hierarchy. That's why Republicans can't stand it. They can't stand trans people because you're breaking their whole fucking brain there. They want everybody in their place. You forget the human experience. Forget embracing other humans. You know, what is wrong with these assholes? Somebody comes out as trans, what do? You say, congratulations, welcome. We're here. We're in this together. You know, we got this one effing life to live. It's so heartbreaking to think about the countless human beings who lived and died in quiet desperation, suffering, because they couldn't fit in. And that's the other thing. If we're not interdependent and interconnected, why would we give a shit what people think of us? Right? Wait, I have to pull the chair in. Look at Terry Jr. sleeping. He's such a good boy when he's sleeping. Let me see if I was able to. I haven't listened to this, so you and I are in this together. Speaking of being in it together, I only got a little bit of this clip, so let's see. Oh, you can't hear it. It's very low. Let's see.
Fucking naked cow for bullshit.
Hold on. It's too low. Fuck.
Hold the line. Come together and just stick together and figure it out. That's right, Mike. We gotta stick together. We gotta hold the line.
Here, stick together. Hold the line.
Gonna get through this line. Hi, y'all talking about taking over the government before? I was wondering if you could indulge us a little more in the plans.
Here we go.
Yeah, sir. I mean, yeah, you're here. You're seeing how. No, he's a cop. You're looking at it, bud.
Look at these fucking idiots.
Not a cop. Hey, he's probably with us if he's a cop. But listen, I'll tell you.
Wait, hold on. I think I was able to export it a little louder. Yeah, it's okay. This is what we do. You know, I'm the producer. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer.
JT naked cowboy.
All right, now that's too loud. I can't.
Yeah, fucking naked cow for bullshit.
Oh yes. So somebody basically bombed the call. I'm just pulling it into a Farrago, so I have more control over it. Alrighty.
If you could indulge us a little more in the plans. Yeah, sir. I mean, yeah, you're here. You're seeing how. No, he's a cop. You're looking at it, bud. You're looking at it. You're looking at the.
I'm not a cop.
Not a cop.
Who?
Hey,
They're on Twitter.
he's probably with us if he's a cop. But listen, I'll tell you, we're hashing it out as we go, and we're full qualified. No, he's legally required to say if he's a cop. Are you a cop?
Look at these idiots.
I love you, Jackson.
That's not me. That's them.
Excuse you.
Hey guys, we're not being made for kids. This is a safe space for mothers and their children, okay?
Safe space for mothers and children. I wonder if she got them vaccinated. Safe space. Why haven't they? It's a shame, frankly, that they didn't become enlightened to the tyranny of vaccines a lot sooner. You know what I mean? Because there would be a hell of a lot less of them hanging around. Wait, no, he's a cop. You got to tell me you're a cop. You're legally responsible. And first of all, this bullshit, but they're on a Twitter feed live. What the hell? Oh, and then they were saying how someone's recording this. We better be careful. Here's the phone call again.
So the plan is,
You can say that.
first step, Justin's out. We know that. Consider it done. All right, it's done. Justin's out. Step two, plan B, point B, is a bank. We were talking about a bank, so we're gonna look into that some more.
Okay.
For sure, set one of those up because we need. People have been talking about insurance.
That's me
breakers.
laughing.
We need to get this the coin crypt, the crypt of crypto coins. We need to get them loosened
This is
up
for real.
or unfrozen or iced up or something like that. So we'll figure all that out with the bank. And then I'll tell you the next thing
There's
is
no visuals,
our first
Haiku.
law is going to be everybody's free forever.
That's my laughing in the background.
Is this for real?
Everybody's free
Amen.
forever. That's
I'm just
the
gonna
law.
Let, my daughter, since I need to go run some errands for the trucker, so I'll leave my daughter. She's a teenager. I think she can handle the trolls. So I'm gonna leave the phone here, and she's gonna come in a while. So Frank, James, you got this, okay?
Hey, but I didn't hear if that guy was a cop.
God bless you.
He didn't tell them
And
if
God
he
bless
was.
our cops too, Like, if
Oh,
your
yes.
boots on the ground here, you've seen the way that they've been helping us out, carrying things. Those counter-protesters showed up yesterday. The cops are on our side here. That's what people don't understand in that MSM. They don't understand. They're rabbit holes.
They're all with us. They know. They're all with us. And you know what? The soldiers.
Okay. I couldn't stand it anymore. But yeah, it was on a Twitter feed for freedom, Truckers for Freedom emergency call meeting because Justin Trudeau, I think, what did they do? They triggered some act that allowed them to seize the funds that they were getting, and because they're getting funded by autocrats and billionaires and right-wingers in this country to stir division and stoke this bullshit. But I wasn't the only one. Let me see if I can find this Twitter feed because we could laugh at everybody. It was, let me see. I must have a tweet there. And then this morning I went to this Twitter feed to see if they had posted the full thing, and then I was like, oh, of course not. Because they think that means cops are going to get them. Be careful. If cops were going to get you, honey, it's been recorded. It's incredible. Freedom convoy. Where the fuck is it? I think it was Trucker Gal. That was the one. I know. Hang out, everybody. You're just the producers too tonight. Trucker Gal. I think her name was Val. God damn it. It comes into my head as we're doing the show. Oh, yeah. See, other people. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So you can follow along. So, other people. Here we go. Not that one. Trucker Gal. I just looked up Trucker Gal. But other people were posting. You see, this was very funny. It took me a good hour to be sure it was satire. I hope someone compiles all the best parts. Is it satire? That's the thing with Republicans or right-wingers. You can't tell. It didn't seem like satire, and this woman's Twitter account certainly didn't. It's incredible. So this was it. The emergency meeting. The space ended. Yeah. Oh, now she changed her name. It used to be Trucker Gal. Now it's Resistance Cat. Oh, look. She protected her tweets. That's a shame. Probably because people were like, "Are you available to do the Catskills next fall?" Because that was brilliant. It was like an Andy Kaufman-esque bit. Well, she protect. I get. Look at all these people. It's about what I expect to hear when a bunch of clowns get together. My favorite part was when they suggested a mobile capital city like Immortal Engines. It was like that. They are not kidding. Are there NFTs in the jab? Non-fungible? Isn't that mushrooms? She was thinking of fungus. Oh, and then another, before I started recording, I only got that little bit. God, why didn't I? You know why? Because I wasn't feeling well, and I was like, it'll be posted. They were saying that somebody who's involved in the trucker bullshit, one of their leaders, a woman, she's into all this Reiki shit. What is that Reiki? We need a Christian, she was saying. And they were all agreeing. You understand? You guys understand. In every right-winger's heart is fascism. They don't even realize it. We need a Christian. She's into Reiki shit. What does that matter to you? That's why we have a separation of church and state in this so-called democratic republic. And in Canada, they have it as well. Fascist losers, I'm sure this is why she protected her tweet. It has to be real. You understand? Otherwise, she wouldn't have protected her tweets like this. It has to be. It's crazy. This shit is insane. I'm tired of listening to this filth. This is some unbelievable nut job shit. You can't make this content up. Christian nut jobs with a mic. This brought me so much laughter. All of the responses are you fucking for real? This is fucking comedy. I'm losing my brain cells, but I can't turn it off. Next time they do one of these things, I gotta get in there and record it. It was it was like a happy accident. Of course, I'm kicking myself for not recording it, but it came up on my feed. Join this space. I don't know why. Because, I figure that Twitter is constantly pushing right-wing content to the top of my feed. I don't know why. I'm not looking for that shit. You think that's what I want? The minute I log into Twitter, I immediately see some idiot right-winger's response to something? Some dumb shit? Some lie they're spreading? It's constant. There was another asshole on Twitter. We'll talk about the Hillary thing. You notice when it's all coming down on Trump because he's a con man. He is a grifter. Everybody who's not an idiot knows it. If you don't know that Trump is a grifter, you're the mark. Okay? You're all the marks. You're buying those fascist bullshit hats that will one day be considered the mark of shame. Trust me. Like the Nazi armband. Oh, you better believe it. That's going to go down in history as the disgusting movement that it is. Yeah, it is a movement. It's like a bowel movement in our body politic. We got to shit this stuff out and get rid of it. Stuff it down the toilet with Trump's classified documents that he's trying to hide. Here's some more comments of some other quotes. Is there NFTs in the jab? In the jab. Is there NFTs in the jab? Non-fungible tokens. Which is that grift, part of, their digital shit. Whatever. I can't explain it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But Melania was trying to get in on it because she's a grifter. They were funging our vaccines. Isn't fungible mushrooms spoke? These are the quotes. Are there NFTs in the jab? People are responding and laughing. Vaccines are currency, so they want the NFT, host and co-host, asking if NFTs are installed in the jab. And if they've been injected with NFTs. You understand? The stupid is on the loose, and we have evil bastards like Rupert Murdoch, like Trump, like all the scum, like Ted Cruz, like Josh Hawley. All of these assholes know what they're doing. Josh Hawley, he went to 2 Ivy League colleges. He's not an idiot. I mean, he's an ugly sociopath. Ugly on the inside. He's a vile scumbag. He knows these people are dumb, and he's manipulating them. People like that need to be, they can't have power. We cannot allow scumbags to have power. Let's see, what else? Oh my God. Oh yeah, somebody writes, oh my good God, wear a mask, crybabies. And everybody's having a good laugh at are NFTs in the jab? This is some shit. It's still going and going and going. Hashtag comedy gold. Oh my God. Somebody said, see you back here tomorrow night. Someone's coming after you, but too bad. I didn't see a new meeting. There was no emergency meeting. Again, because we would probably, if this came up live, we would probably just pop in there and listen to it a little bit. But thank you, organizers. This was the funniest shit ever. The amount of people who couldn't tell that this was satire was a testament to how fucking awesome you are. Bravo. And that's it. But we know it's not satire just by her response. Like I said, she wouldn't have protected her tweets. If it were satire, she would be, she'd be basking in the viral content that people are enjoying. We're from the NFT space, quote, to the top 10 things said before disaster. Listen to the madness. People are reposting. Handmaid's Tale quotes are out there. May the Lord open and under his eye featured. Oh, well, it could be a troll. This was so much fun. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Some women just said, may the Lord open. What in the Handmaid's Tale is going on? I audibly gasped. I bet you that they did that, thinking that's some good, new slogan that they heard. May the Lord open. Why wouldn't they say that? Because they're ignoramuses. It's very sad. Suckers are born every minute, man. That's why you don't, you need ethical leadership. You don't trigger these assholes. You educate them. You help them. Otherwise, they're on the loose. Going around saying, are NFTs in the jab? And, jab is the vaccine. We usually say shot here in America, but that's what others call it, other people. Can we keep bondage if we like it? I missed that part. Wow. There's a lot of praying going on. Funniest space I've ever been in. I agree. Wow. Vast majority of chat is trolls. The guy who kept pretending to get physically assaulted and making punching noises is tuckered out. Whatever. There must be a supporter. If this is this deliberate comedy or a natural fluke of genius? Right. Come on. I'm so disappointed. It's so bumming. It's bumming me out that it's not available. This is so funny. Somebody writes, help. This is so funny. Wow. Can anybody help me? Oh, yeah, whatever. She's saying, turn my volume down. Not them singing church songs. Power in the name of Jesus. Oh, God, help me. Comrades, you're missing out. This shit is historic. So people are reposting. Oh my God. Is this what church is like? This is by far some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. Who needs podcasts for entertainment when I can listen to this? Every response, well, 99% of the responses are in disbelief at how stupid this is. Take a shot every time they ask, "Are you a cop?" It's a drinking game. Yeah. Are you a cop? Are you a cop? That's why she protected her tweets. LMFAO, this is so fucking hilarious. I just learned this is satire. It is parody. No, it's not. It can't be. God, these guys are getting great, making it sound so sincere. It can't be. If it were satire, guys, you know, I'm talking to you guys now, it would be available. Right? This wouldn't be protected. We would be able to read it and listen to the whole thing. It would be shared. That's what we're up against. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Stupids. Sad. But like I said, you know, we're not out. I'm not just here, and I know you guys aren't either. We're not trying to hurt these people. We want a more perfect union. And I know these guys were Canadian primarily. At least it sounded that way. But same, you know, they're a democratic system. They're a Western democracy. So, you know, we're not trying to harm people in this country or in any we're trying to help. We're trying to ensure that our citizens get living wages, retirement security, that could go to a goddamn doctor without fearing of going bankrupt. It's so vile. The way they keep us divided, and, you know, all of us are nothing but hosts from which the rich suck, profit, and discard. Okay, let me talk about, like, for example, what happened on the Super Bowl. This is why I wanted to do the show yesterday, but like I said, I wasn't feeling well as the day went on. So that's another case in point of how disgusting everything is. Everyone on the corporate media talking about the Super Bowl. Okay, great, wonderful. But I don't, guys, you know, I'm not a sports person. I don't know anything about it. But all I know is that, and I don't really want to talk about the coaches. Yes, the whole thing is fucked up. And it's vile. It's a symbol of greed and selfishness and rapacious wealth in disparity of those who are scraping by and can't save $400, the majority. And all over corporate media, they were talking about that coach that went for the job, and it was only it was an exercise that they were going through to appease the libs, and because there's a rule they have to interview certain people with darker pigment. So, and he didn't get the job, and it came out that he found out that it was just he was being used as a pawn. That's it. And okay, great. One guy, I don't know anything about sports, whatever. One rich guy is not getting a job. Great. I understand that's it, the whole thing sucks. It does. The rapacious wealth. The fact that the stadium was the SoFi Stadium. Fuck you, SoFi Stadium. While the young people have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to that scumbag corporation. The rich are getting richer. And what's going on? We're hearing all the stories about inflation. Prices are getting higher. People are getting squeezed. Of course, the fascists love that because they use that in the election. But it's not just the fact that, the dickwads are blocking the supply chain, that's going to hurt too. It's the greed of the 1%. They're making buku bucks. They don't have to pass that shit on to us. It's not just inflation. Where is this? Right? Here we go. God damn it. Where's my login? Oh my God. I hate this. I don't know. Somebody can help me one day or send me something from the internet. Every time I open up, I have subscriptions to a lot of publications because of the show. I do the show. That's why, it costs money and blah, blah, blah. It's one of the expenses. Of course, I have to keep up with this shit. But every time I log into the computer, everything is logged out. And I tell it all the time, do not log me out. You know what I mean? It's like a new day every day that I log in. I have to log into every fucking account. It's really annoying. Like, especially when I'm rushing to get on air, I say I'm going to go on at 8 and people are waiting around. Some people are. Do I have this? Here we go. I have to log in. Hold on. I fucking logged in, but you know what I mean. La-da-dee. It's okay. Is this entertaining? No, we're just hanging out. This is therapy. This is life. We're in this together. So if I'm logging in, you're logging in too. God damn it. Become a patron. Even $2 a month. Give the show a good review. Don't talk about this. Just give it a good review. Okay. From Business Insider. It's not just inflation. Corporate greed is also partially to blame for the rising prices you're paying. From Paul Constant. Okay. He wrote this article. The media often reports, pardon me, on single monthly inflation rate as though prices are always rise by a uniform number across the board. But when inflation rose by 7% in December, that didn't mean that every item in your grocery basket, to say nothing of haircuts, movie tickets, lawn mowers, and paper clips, increased by exactly 7% over the year. The federal government tracks and reports inflation rates through something called the Consumer Price Index, which builds a market basket, quote unquote, from a wide variety of goods and services in locations around the country, and then runs the numbers through a complex weighing process to come up with a monthly average. Drew DeSilva at Pew Research Center wrote a great deep dive on this, explaining this process last month, and there is a link. Okay. Our own experience as consumers informs us that prices on various goods and services are rising, and the inflation rate derived from the CPI confirms that our experience is true. But what the CPI can't explain, at least not fully, is how and why inflation is rising. The first thing to note is that inflation isn't just a problem in the United States. Virtually every nation in the world is struggling with skyrocketing inflation rates. Now, keep in mind, this is from that socialist rag, Business Insider, okay? So it's not from, the Tarabuster website that's not up anymore right now. Though the rate is increasing higher and in the U.S. than in most nations. The United Kingdom, for example, reported a 5.4 inflation rate in December. The reason for this universal price hike is relatively simple. The pandemic. It shut down the global supply chain, which then caused a worldwide traffic jam for goods, ranging from auto parts to semiconductors at the exact same time that the demand for goods like electronics and home improvement items increased for hundreds of millions of locked-down consumers around the world. Chad Stone at the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, why can't I talk? Okay. A progressive think tank, among others, believes that inflation is largely the result of global consumer demand switching almost overnight from services to goods during the pandemic. Okay. The second thing is that even if supply chains were completely smoothed out over the next few months, inflation is still likely to be a big problem in the U.S., at least for another year. That's because rents and shelter costs, which make up a third of the CPI's market basket, are soaring. Why? As Zach Silk, in a pandemic where people are losing their fucking jobs, rents are going up, shelter. Zach Silk writes in the most recent issue of The Pitch, the sister newsletter to the Pitchfork's Economics. I don't know this podcast. Pitchfork Economics. The average rent in the United States is nearly $1,900 a month, an increase of nearly $300 over this time last year, and that's an average. Remember, while some cities like Miami have seen a 40% year-over-year increase of rents. What the fuck? Economists warn that due to a variety of complex CPI aggregation issues, even if every price in America magically stopped rising tomorrow, rising rents alone would continue to drive up the overall inflation rate for the next year or so. The last point to keep in mind with inflation is that, like everything else to do with the economy, those rising prices aren't established by some objective, all-seeing, all-knowing so-called free market that assesses every aspect of the economy and sets prices accordingly. In fact, a good number of the rising prices we're paying weren't strictly necessary at all. During the last quarter of 2021, here we go, Starbucks reported an eye-popping 31% increase in profits, and revenue increased for that quarter by almost 20% to just over $8 billion. On the same call that Starbucks announced those terrific numbers, the corporation also announced that it was raising its prices over the next year, and probably more than once. Why? Why would they need to do that? They just reaped record profit the way the prices are now. They know that everybody's being squeezed. They're using this as an excuse to squeeze us more. There's no loyalty to the American experiment. You see what they're doing? It's nothing but greed, and it has to stop. We have to demand that greed is excised from our system. We have a long way to go. I probably won't live to see it. The company blames supply chain disruptions. It's an excuse, and higher costs from labor. Fuck you. That's another thing I saw on corporate media. Wait, hold on, my voice. Somebody on corporate media was actually complaining about salaries going up. You motherfucker. Do you know that, and you know it, I know, if the minimum wage kept up with productivity the last 30 years, the minimum wage would be like $30 an hour. But we're always begging for a trickle. We've been kicked into beaten dogs, and when they throw us crumbs, we make a meal out of it. We make a whole goddamn banquet. Oh, wow, $15 an hour, while the CEO gets away with the whole goddamn shebang. He's walking away with bags of money, laughing, while the American people are being squeezed and pinched and ridden and sucked dry. And not in a good way. I don't know. That sounds vaguely gross. Oh, God. Let me see. The company blames supply chain disruptions and higher costs for labor. Fuck you. for the price hike. So they're going to blame, you see, the other humans. It's not the greed of the fuckers at the top. It's, labor wants, they want a raise. Oh, fucker. God damn them. And supply chain disruptions. Just go to work and who cares? If you don't have child care, you don't have health care, you're not feeling well, who cares about the goddamn deadly pandemic that you might get and bring home to your loved ones? It's get out there and work. Yeah, what Republicans said. Die. Take one for the team, Granny. These scumbags. Remember that fucking guy? Let me see if I have that somewhere. I have so many things rolling around on this computer. But I remember in the beginning of the pandemic when the scumbag, the less vote getting tax cheating con man was squatting in the White House and flushing more than his disgusting, gross waste down the toilet. If they had a septic tank, shouldn't that shit be in there? Well, I guess he ripped it up. Who wants to go through that? Ugh. Ew. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have it. I can't find it. I don't know what I called it. I just looked up die, and I got a couple. Trump is, oh yeah. Remember this? I wonder, wait, why isn't it playing? You guys are you're such supporters that, you're here as I'm fumbling around with movies. I love it. God damn you, Trump. Oh, another thing. Somebody posted on my Instagram. I posted a picture of Kennedy, of John F. Kennedy, and said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask why Trump is not in prison." And somebody wrote how I didn't care about. I only cared about Trump. I didn't care about Hillary and all of Obama's and Biden's crimes. And I said, what crimes? Name them. I do care about them. We take them to task. But you're talking about right-wing fever dreams. Like this latest distraction that they all bit and ran with.
There's a very good chance you're not going to die.
Isn't that comforting?
There's a very good chance you're not going to die.
It's a little low, I know. There's a very good chance you're not going to die. Oh, thank you. Thank you, my lord. I feel so comforted. Don't you feel great when we have sociopaths squatting on us, trickling on us? How much longer are we going to take it? A long-ass time until we start recognizing the greed and having enough of it. Look. What's this one?
Now, Rutherford County is in the spotlight.
Remember?
The topic for each one, face masks in schools.
News 4's Cameron Taylor is live outside the Rutherford County School Board building tonight.
And Cameron, you spoke with the student that has been seen now in this viral video.
Oh, it's viral. Well, we got the report.
That's right, Tracy and Mars. You may have seen this portion of the meeting on your social media feed. Tonight, we spoke with that young man about his perspective of what happened, and it's an interview you won't see anywhere else tonight.
This time last year, my grandmother, who was a former teacher at the Rutherford County school system, died of COVID because someone wasn't wearing a mask. This is a very...
See? They laugh.
You can hear and see some of the crowd laughing after Grady Knox shares a personal story about COVID-19.
You pricks. Scums. Laughing at some kid's pain. What does that do? We live in a country where kids go to school and they're taking their lives in their hands because somebody might walk in with an assault weapon and murder them. We send them to live shooter drills. All of this is madness. It's disgusting. And to have adults laughing at a child whose grandmother died. He's there participating in his community. That should be commended. He's polite. He's well spoken. He's considerate. Not, you can't say that for the rest of them, for the so-called adults sitting there, maskless, laughing, fuckers. That's why we're pushing 1 million dead in this country. Okay. What are you going to do? Let them. I just wish they would stay home and die. Don't come out with your dirty, filthy COVID breath, expecting us all to accommodate you now that you've seen the light. That's all it takes. And some of them never see the light. Right, Haiku. Wow, that's so funny. He lost his grandmother. You pricks. Sons of bitches. And thank you, John. I see John Fowler on the chat saying he's here to help the algorithm. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a goddamn grift. We're all nothing but hosts from which to suck profit and discard, and I'm sick of it. I was on, earlier today, AOC, who is my congresswoman, had a town hall, a virtual town hall. Tried to get her to answer some questions. Apparently, the questions were emailed earlier. They weren't, and I wasn't able to talk, but I was hoping, posting in the chat, they said if there were enough time that she would take comments from the chat, but we're pushing the talking points of e pluribus unum. We're in this together. We don't leave anybody behind. Build back better is, it's not, it's really it's just a step in the right direction. It's a drop in the ocean that we need to start righting some of these economic, the economic disparity and deal with climate change. It's absolute madness that, you probably heard about the fucking Louis DeJoy and these filthy fascist Republicans trying to stop the post office from renovating or buying electric vehicles. They want them to buy gas guzzlers again. And Chris Hayes had a great metaphor. It's like 1990, and you buy, instead of buying a computer, or I guess 1980, you're buying an old typewriter. It doesn't make sense. But Republicans, like William F. Buckley said, conservatism stands athwart history yelling stop. But they're only yelling stop so the 1% can steal. And they don't give a shit about Mother Earth or their fellow human beings. I was recalling what my father told me when he was in the service. They every day, you get fed, and when they were in the field, they would get their rations, and they each had 3 cigarettes in the rations. So there you are. You have a captive audience of consumers, right? Go shopping. When we're attacked, let the Republicans work on the illegal war based on lies. You guys don't pay any attention. Go shopping. So they addicted an entire generations. It's unreal when you think about it, right? It's like why don't you just give them some fucking heroin in their MREs? Well, I don't know what they called it then, but he said rations. My father was a cook in the Army too, which is a job that now goes to contractors. Yeah, we did cook there were rotations of, you had to do, everybody had to take their turn doing the meals. What is it called now? Chow, but it was something else. I know it was called Chow, but the job, it's just, the name is escaping me. They had to do, it'll come back one day. And, but now it goes to contractors. So, because hey, it's all about making a buck for a few. That's it. And that has to stop. Because, the sad thing is they understand, ultimately, the likes of Ted Cruz and the likes of all of the Republicans, let's say, because they're always praising Jesus. They love Jesus. Who's your favorite philosopher? Jesus. Bullshit. But they understand that people need, they want that spiritual connection. They're just using Jesus as a distraction. He's a convenient pawn. How sad and ironic that this man of peace, who was killed by conservatives, is now used as a means to keep people down. It's not, I guess they get some kind of uplifting. And I have to tell you, I don't know why I'm talking about the service so much tonight, but when I was in basic training, so it was horrible. There's nothing to do. So on Sundays, you really have nothing to do, and you can't leave because you're in training and you're treated, especially in the beginning, you're really not treated well, right? So they have it red, white, and blue. The red zone, you're in the red zone, and that's when they're really kicking your ass. And so the only thing you can do was go to church, right? So they had services, and I went because it was fucking boring. So just sitting there doing nothing. You could only read the manual, so it was dumb, and you're bored. So I would go, and you have this whole room, a giant gymnasium type room with, I can't even remember, hundreds and hundreds of people. And you have the chaplain there, and they're playing Christian music, and everybody, is up with their, I didn't do the whole arm thing, but this is going on in the military. They're like, Jesus, and, people are crying, and because everybody's stressed out because you're getting your ass kicked. And, I wish it was all wonderful and Jesus and love and shit. But do you see how they're using the power structure uses all of that? Because they know that deep inside, maybe not that deep, for some of us, we want love. We want connection. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be accepted. Other species don't have that. Right? If we were not interdependent, we wouldn't give a shit. We wouldn't care. I wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be talking. It wouldn't matter. We wouldn't have that part of our brain that wants us to be connected. I mean, we are driven to be unified by our goddamn biology. And when we are unified and we focus on, I hate that expression, better angels, but when we're focusing on, because it's overused, it was Lincoln, it's like, well, who's your favorite African American woman? Republicans, Margaret Thatcher? No. Rosa Parks. Yeah. Great. Who's yours? Rosa Parks. That's the way it is. They go down the line. But you see what I mean? We're supposed to love. We're supposed to care. Why? Why would Mother Nature put it in us to feel other people's pain? I feel your pain. If you're a normal person and not a sociopath or a psychosexual murderer like Ted Bundy or whatever, you feel other people. When you hurt somebody, you understand. You could imagine, oh, I'm sorry, because you get it. That's innate in us. We're supposed to care. We're supposed to value each other. And that's the biggest tragedy of all, is that we're so deluded by bullshit. Nobody is lying on their deathbed saying, I wish I had scammed some more suckers with my Trump Network vitamin scam. I wish. I needed more money. I wish. No. And if you're not a sociopath, you're thinking about your relationships, your family. Where did I hurt somebody? Do I miss somebody? Right? I know the fucking cameras now. What the buckety buck? It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm better. What the hell just happened? The camera just bugged out. Oh shit, hold on. Auto. Restore camera defaults? What's going on here? It's very... I didn't do anything. It just came up. Let's see. I'll show you. See? This is the camera settings. Why can't I change it? What the hell? Camera. Nothing is working. Maybe because I'm using it? Alright, I guess we'll get used to it. I don't know why it went very bright, but it's okay. Doesn't matter. All that matters is the audio. Okay. Look how bright it is. This is not normal. I don't see any other fucking podcaster having to do this. I don't understand. I never see another podcaster going through this bullshit. Right? All I tried to quit. All right, let me see. Webcam. Web settings. Let's see what happens. Am I speaking too low? Am I talking real good? That's another memory from my drill sergeant, my army days. I don't speak good English, but I'm speaking it real good now. That's what the drill sergeant used to say. It was fucking great. A laugh a minute. I'm speaking it real good now. What the fuck? It's so bright. All right, let's tune it. I just opened up another app. Tune it. Turn it down. Turn down the brightness. It'll be all right. You could still see me. It doesn't matter. You're fine. It just all of a sudden went very bright and contrasty. We'll get used to it. So, where is this? Here's the other thing. Yeah. Oh, Jim Jordan says Trump's statement that that suggested Hillary Clinton should be executed was right on target. These people are sick. And it's not getting better. One of the things I said to AOC in the chat, will you please pass on to Nancy Pelosi to stop calling for the Republicans to take back their party, because the American people need a strong Republican Party that's done so much good? And I said, what the fuck is she saying? Of course, I didn't say it like that. I hope they're listening. That's all. And I said, when you're selling Build Back Better, do not apologize. And you have to frame it like this. We're building the infrastructure of democracy. That's it. You can't have a democracy and an oligarchy and this concentrated wealth. That's all Joe Biden has to say when they're like, you're going too far left. You said you were going to unify the country, but you're going too far left? Anything that helps the American people is too far left now, you see? Because we have enough for everybody's need, but not for everyone's greed, as we can see with the Starbucks CEO, case in point. And these other CEOs, they're making profit. They have been making profit my entire life. All I've heard my entire life are how record profits, record productivity from the American people, but none of the gains going to the American people. The tax structure since Reaganomics and Clintonomics put the nail in the coffin of the American middle class, transforming us from the working class to the working poor. The fact that we even have a statement, a label, working poor, is disgusting. Right? It shouldn't even be allowed to exist. But it goes straight over the heads of everybody in power. It goes straight over the heads of the media. Of course, the Fox News fuckers, that's the point. They're there to spread the lies. But the rest of the channels, the corporate media, they have no interest in the American people having a fair share of the profit their labor makes possible. They'll report on this, but they'll, every now and then, they'll report it's profits through the roof. But inflation. American people are getting squeezed. Well, fucking stop squeezing us. This is a choice. And, Joe Biden, right off the bat, he needs to cancel all student debt in this country. They can do it. He could do it tomorrow. And according to AOC, she said one of the canards that she hears from the resistors of this is that they don't want to pay for rich people to go to college. This is what we keep hearing. And there you go again. There they go again, dividing us. I don't want to pay. That's one of the things that Buttigieg used to say. I don't want to pay for rich people to go to college. Divide us much? It's not about paying for rich people to go to college. Rich people can go to kindergarten now. They can go all the way up to 12th grade, rich or poor. You can go to public school or you can go to a private school. But the public school is open to the rich. So you want to pay for the rich to go to high school? If this were another time, that's what they would be saying. That's the scam. So kids, they trying to buy into the American dream. It's been sold and transferred to Norway, and deliberately. And we keep hearing the stories about I worked and I worked my way through college. It's like these millennials, why can't you? Well, it was a different world. The millennials, there's not free college. Thank you, Ronald fucking Reagan, you son of a bitch. Saint Reagan. Thank you. Oh, what did the Democrats do? Because they're sucking on the corporate teat too. They just go along with it. Oh, well, I guess this is the new normal. Kids come out of college and they are preyed upon. Oh, and when I was in the military, too, they preyed upon us, too. I remember one day going into one of the classrooms that we had instruction in, and you know what was on the table? Credit card applications. Fuckers. It was from that, I'm sure you see the ads for it. It's only for soldiers, only for people in the military, the credit card. Yeah. Fuck you, man. Oh, you can use it at the commissary. Yeah. Well, how dare they? But that's the way it is. It's the way it is with kids going to college. The thing is, what happened during Reaganomics is before Reaganomics, it was actually very difficult to get credit. Now it's very easy. Of course, there's a whole other aspect to it. Women weren't allowed to get credit on their own and stuff like that. I mean, we had a lot of fucked up fuckers, to put it succinctly. Look at this camera. It's really bugging me now. Whee. But so Reaganomics, they attack the American working class to put us in our place, and they increased the access to credit. This was a scam. It's deliberate to give the illusion of prosperity. So the American people they would maintain this illusion of prosperity, but they would be nothing but indentured servants. Kids come out of school being as indentured servants to the banks. This is what happens. Why can't I? Okay. Oh, wonderful. That's manual. What the fuck is going on here? That's a good one. I don't know what to do. Let me see. We'll have to fix this. I cannot goddamn focus this camera. Why? Tell me why. I can't even stop it because the whole show will stop. Why is this happening to me? Look at this shit. What is going on? Why can't I reset it? Just reset. Become a patron of this fucking show. I might have to just go to audio if it ends like this. I'll just put a picture of a cat up. Oh, that's better. It went back to normal. How the hell did that happen? Crazy. Yeah, well, you never know what you're gonna get. If you're listening on the podcast, the camera went all buggy. It went dark. It went red. It went crazy. Yep. You understand how we've been scammed? It is like the original scam back in the day of the 1600s when basically slavery was invented for people with darker pigment in order to keep the working class, the indentured servants, from banding together with the enslaved. Well, to keep the to keep the illusion of the hierarchy and keep everybody in their place. We can go right back and see the laws that were created to ensure the, slavery based on the color of your skin. We know that many societies had slavery, like the Roman society. Famously, there were only few slave economies in history. Rome was one of them. The South was another. In Rome, you could be, didn't matter your pigment. You can be enslaved. You can get out of slavery. You could become a freedman, they would call it. And you could buy yourself. You could sell yourself into slavery. Some people did if they got into debt. So, yeah, people have always been fucking playing the game, but we didn't have slavery based on skin color until the rich wanted to get richer on our backs and divide us so we would not realize the game. Where is this? Hold on. Let me read the end of this article. Inflationary stresses are a complicated global pattern, and it's going to take a suite of policies from government using its muscle to help smooth out the lingering supply chain snags to combating shameless corporate price gouging and exploitative rent hikes to push inflation back down to healthy levels. And Biden could do that. Didn't Nixon do that? Am I right? No, wait. Who stopped the price gouging? Nixon. Is it Nixon? They put a cap on corporate. Where was this? Yeah. Price controls. Rich and Nixon. I mean, believe it or not. Now I gotta log into this fucker too. Oh, I wish I had something to play while I'm logging into shit. And trying to figure out why I'm so bright and blurry on the camera, but whatever. I say, this is it, man. Become a patron. And maybe one day we'll have a producer. I know that so many people who do podcasts, they have producers helping them. Me, I'm winging it. So we use the eCam. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be all fucked up. In technical terms, it's really just all fucked up. I don't even want to open that other app. I'm afraid. Might turn all crazy again. Auto white balance? Why can't I auto expose or focus? Where the fuck is the focus? I said I wouldn't do it. Let me stop. It's back to being red. We have so many problems. One day audio, now we got video. Launch. Here comes Tara Jr. Jr. Speaking of a problem. God damn it. Let's try this. None. No, not working. Audio settings. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. I'm not even paying attention to you guys. Are you guys okay with this? With this kind of video? Oh, here. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this, though? What do you think? Hi, honey. He's like a baby. I know, honey. Sit. Sit. You got to sit. Sit. Just sit and be a good boy, all right? Don't sit on the keyboard. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki says, you look fantastic. Thank you. I look blurry and red, but it's okay. God damn it. And I should have stood up for the show because the seat's bothering me. I thought I would sit because I wasn't feeling well yesterday. And I'm still a little blah. But I'm seeing the error of my ways now. All right. Richard Nixon announced a 90-day freeze on all prices and wages in the U.S. on August 15th, 1971, suddenly and without warning. Every shop and factory was forbidden to raise prices for every product sold anywhere in the country. That's what Joe Biden needs to do. He does need to do it and do it unapologetically. Fuck it. We have historical precedent. Do it. What are you waiting for? Do this. Maybe they're waiting for the election, the midterms. Do this. And they shouldn't, but, we have such short memories in this country. And cancel all student debt. You want to give a shot in the arm to the economy? We need to elect we need to ensure that the Democrats maintain power so we don't have a fascist autocracy. And that's what's happening. So, a radical program that imposed direct government control over the economy aimed at breaking the cycle of inflationary price and wage hikes. Half a century later, the policy seems almost otherworldly. Does anyone think factory owners and shopkeepers would accept a preemptory presidential directive to freeze prices today? Yeah, because they have so vilified government and so divided us that the American people don't understand that, that's not tyranny. That is the role of government, to ensure a more perfect union. And if the rich are getting richer off our backs, while the middle class becomes the working poor, well, the middle class, the working poor, which is disgusting. And there is no middle class. We know that the middle class is now, during Trump's day, went below 50% of the population. And I don't hear a blip. I hear a bunch of stories about how a coach couldn't get a job. That's not good either. And all about Eminem taking a knee. Okay, great. What about everything else? It's all this bullshit. That's not a story we needed to constantly hear. every hour on the fucking hour. How Eminem took a knee. Everybody knows that. They know Eminem took a knee during the Super Bowl, and it was in rehearsal. Who fucking cares? So the NFL said they knew. Who cares? You're a bunch of racist pricks anyway. So some outward display, we hear about it every hour on the hour, but ask your friends or just by way of conversation, somebody you meet in an elevator, did you know that the middle class is now below 50% of the population? Did you know that? Ask them, and I'm sure they'll say no, but they'll know. Ask them if they know that Eminem took a knee at the Super Bowl. It's all this, it's the game. Resistance to government action has become deeply ingrained. In the face of a pandemic, Americans routinely flout governmental decrees to wear face masks and maintain social distance. Opposition to a freeze directive would almost certainly be swift and overwhelming. Too bad. Do it anyway. Government is not the problem if you're a democratic republic that's functioning for the majority. Government is the problem when you have the likes of fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene in there and Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. They're only in there because of the corruption. They are the product of corruption. We wouldn't be in this boat if we had money out of politics. If we had money out of politics, we wouldn't be dealing with sociopaths in power or an autocratic coup. God damn it. Yeah, that was from Wall Street Journal, that other socialist rag. Let's see. I don't know. That was before my time, but still, usually, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the camera right now, but because usually I'm able to adjust it while we're on air. I don't know why I can't at this time. Tara Jr., I love you, but you produce and now you go and you lay down. I know. You lay down and watch the show. Okay? Oops. I got caught. Uh-oh. He knows what's coming. I know, honey. I know. He just wants to hang out. He wants me to pet him constantly. We have a great chat room tonight. The join is jumping at youtube.com/C for channel /Tarabuster. Right. We have so many problems, but it all boils down to greed, doesn't it? And Manchin and Sinema, they're the prime example. Disgusting, self-serving, self-seeking, filthy parasites sucking on the government teat for themselves and setting themselves up. I mean, Sinema is a bitch from another world because she's a piece of work. All of the, look at me, I got pink hair. That is a substitute for being an actualized full person. Your pink hair, your thumbs down, you stupid, I'm a bisexual. Somebody was saying that to me. Did you know that Kristen Sinema is the first bisexual? Who cares? We talk about it on the show. Who fucking cares? It's so like her to just be something. Really, she doesn't really have to declare anything. She's not really taking a stand or blazing any trails. She's just garnering attention. Look at me. That's all. I know the camera. Maybe the camera's fucked up in general. Wait, hold on. Let me try this. I'm going to unplug it. And then plug it back in. and plug it back in. Maybe it works a little bit. Now it's weird. Something is really wrong with my setup. Look at that. It's like now I'm seeing trails. Do you feel boxed in, drawn out? All right. A couple of things I just want to mention, because we're probably won't go 4 hours tonight or even 3. I don't know if you saw that. I want to talk about Melania because she sucks, but a couple of things we're going to talk about. Melania, who is a grifter. Now I guess something is up with the camera. The frame rate is fucked up, but I'm going to keep it that way. Am I going to keep it that way? It's okay, as long as you can hear. So, Alabama Jewish student reprimanded for outing his class's Nazi salute. This is where we're living. Oh, my son, he came home. I'm an oppressor. But we can't, say that this is wrong. So high schooler Efren Tyrell says he was told to apologize to his history teacher after making school look bad in videos and photos posted on social media. In Mountain Brook, Alabama, a Jewish high school student said he couldn't believe what was going on when a history teacher in a wealthy Alabama school system had classmates stand and give a stiff-armed Nazi salute during a lesson on the way symbols change. Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to make your students do that? Show a picture. Here. Where is it? Not that one. Come on, producer. And the producer's me. Look at this. That's a picture. He took a picture of the Nazi salute of his classmate. Why do you need to do that? You don't. There's something very sick about you. If you're a history teacher and you think you need young men to stand up and give a Nazi salute, why would you fucking do that? You sick, twisted symbol. Why a lesson about symbols? Show them a picture. This is why we're in deep shit if we don't fix this without apology. They proceeded to tell me that I'm making Mountain Brook look bad for uploading the video and sharing it, and asked me to apologize to my teacher, which I refused to do. Good. Fuck that. The day after, he made our class and our class only put up our phones, and he moved me from sitting in the back of the class to right next to him because he wanted to monitor. The first reported by the Birmingham-based Southern Jewish Life. The incident last month gained traction on social media. On Tuesday, the school system issued a statement saying that the video and photos shared online are not representative of the lesson. I'd like to, disagree. And no one tried to teach students how to do a Nazi salute. Well, why'd you have to do it? It's like going into a class. Of course, we can't do it because little Johnny might think, I'm an oppressor. And talking about how race is a construct and it was deliberately put into law to separate people and make sure that they stay nice and divided and fighting amongst themselves. Well, so why don't you have them say the N-word or have them, step up on a block and the other kids can auction them off? Why would you do that? Understanding the sensitive nature of this subject, Mountain Brook School has addressed the instructional strategy with the teacher and does not condone the modeling of this salute when a picture or video could accurately convey the same message. Of course. You don't need a kid. Why don't you? I mean, it's like having kids say the N-word. Oh, yeah, because, look, it's racist. We're a bunch of racists. But I'm an oppressor. Oh, this country is so fucked. A system spokesman did not immediately return an email. So, here they are. Here's another view of the kids just standing up and giving a fucking Nazi salute. He's got a video of it. There's no audio. Can't really tell. Oh, here it is. That's what he has. The guy has, the kid has Nazi swastikas on his back. Oh, that's real educational.
No.
What? I don't... There's a video. Can't really make out what he's saying, but the point, excuse me for doing that in your ear. The point of the lesson, Tytel said, was that something very similar to what's now widely known as a Nazi salute was used before World War II to salute the U.S. flag. Yeah, that's true. Called the Bellamy salute for decades. So what? Who cares? Wonderful. That's an interesting tidbit you can use on Jeopardy. But do you really need to show that? It was ditched in 1942 for the now familiar right hand over the heart gesture. Yeah, but okay. He explained to us that in America we used to do that before World War II and everything. And he proceeded to show us and ask us to stand up to salute the flag, and he and everyone else did the Nazi salute. His whole fucking class. What? I felt upset and unsure what's going on, just kind of shocked. But, you know, you're from a targeted minority group that these idiots think is controlling the world. Right? That's what they, George Soros, who cares what you think? They might get upset. Little white kids might be like, I'm an oppressor. And they'll go home and say, what did you do in school today? I gave a Nazi salute. And I triggered a lib. Oh my God. But, yeah, that's another thing. For example, all right, well, there's a couple of other things I wanted to get to. And, you know, the equipment sucks, so maybe it is the camera. I need to get a new camera. That's probably it. Everything is coming up. Bullshit. For example, here's another thing. Josh Hawley, you think fascism? When fascism comes to America, it will be wrapped in the flag. We literally had Trump kissing flags. He's such a con man. These people are so dumb. And we heard them in their emergency meeting. They're dumb. And they don't even know how embarrassing they are. I feel bad for them. But I'm not trying to hurt them. I want to make sure they get the help they need. But you probably saw Josh Hawley is selling his mug. Trigger a lib, he says. Look, Josh Hawley, show me strong. Fuck you. You fascist prick. He's giving the salute to a mob of idiots who stormed the Capitol, destroyed the place, tried to track down and hunt down the Speaker of the House, the Vice President, chanting "Hang Mike Pence," took a shit in the halls. I don't know how many did that. Apparently, it was a big old laugh riot. Oh, look at me. I took a shit in the Capitol, in the people's house. But they've been shitting on the people forever. That's what you get. It goes from, I'm from the government, and the 9 most dangerous words you've ever heard are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help, to this. To people taking a shit in the Capitol. And this fascist fuck who knows what he's doing, because he's not a Marjorie Taylor Greene or a Lauren Boebert who just got her GED. Scum. She's just an intellectually lacking, incurious moron who is horrible, just a horrible person. They're all horrible, but that's where it goes. And then you have the age of big government, the era of big government is over. Fuck you, Bill Clinton. You brought us here. The deregulated media, the I'm from the government and I'm here to help, 9 most dangerous words. Government is not the solution. Government is the problem. Is that what the founders said? You know, if the founders were so genius, you know how they're always giving this fake homage to the founders, just like they do to Jesus. But if they were such geniuses, why didn't they rebel against the intergenerational aristocracy to create a no government at all? Like the idiots on the trucker call said. What are we going to do? First, we take over the government. Then everybody's free forever. Really? Isn't that amazing? The stupidity. They're on a internet machine created thanks to government research and development. I'm sure they're sitting around drinking coffee, drinking water from their taps or whatever, because it's not filled with parasites. They don't have explosive diarrhea because we're in this together. You're not free if you don't have the infrastructure of freedom. So go out, you fucking morons, and go into the woods like the Unabomber, whatever you call them, and live off the land. Go away. You can be free. There's a lot of woods in Canada. Pick a spot. Get the fuck out. Go. Dig your wells. Hunt your own food. I know you like killing things. Dig your own latrine. Take a shit in your hole, and then when that hole gets filled up, you move it to another fucking hole. That's how you do it. You're free. Then you're free. But no, they want to ride on our infrastructure. They want to take advantage of all the civilized things that civilization brings. But they don't want to play the game. They don't want any of the responsibilities we have to each other. And that's what that fist is all about. Selfishness, stupidity. A fist in the air to fucking liars? To anti-democratic liars trying to destroy the country with their big lie. He is not an idiot. He knows he's a liar. He knows they're lying. He knows that Joe Biden was legally elected. He knows there's no fucking anomalies. He knows that the right wing, that Trump and all of his crime family are a clown show that have no business anywhere near power, much less money, much less people. They're disgusting. And he's raising a fist to that? And now he's commodified it. I will tell you right now, mark these words. This is going down in history as the vile, disgusting display that it is. I don't doubt it'll be in the Smithsonian, but it will be there as a warning, like the Holocaust Museum. Like some of us, not the Republicans, look at the rise and fall of the Third Reich. We look at the rise and we say, never again. Not these fuckers. They're saying when, not never again, when. They hate democracy. They hate America. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong. But every evidence to the contrary is right before our eyes. On top of, this fucking mug. I know I'm cursing. I'm cursing up. I don't care. It's a cursy show. The camera's messed up. Here, look. Josh Hawley's campaign from The Independent is selling mugs featuring an image of the Missouri Republican senator raising a fist to Trump supporters outside the Congress shortly before the Capitol riot on January 6th. Remember the images? The cops getting beaten, 6 people dead, shit in the halls, piss in the halls, glass everywhere, destruction of property. Not just, they destroyed the people's house. Now you tell me, if we all know, if the shoe was on the other foot, if it were Black Lives Matter, we know that they would still be wiping up the blood, not the piss and the shit. But you know that people who have darker pigment, they're out there trying to register voters. They're using the mechanisms of democracy. They're working within the system, and they always have. Once you work in the system, But what happens? Just like MLK said, oh, slow down. The white moderate. I'm an oppressor, mommy. But we're trying to make a more perfect union. We're a multiracial democratic republic. I know they cannot stand it, but nobody's teaching them otherwise. That's why these idiots are like, first we take over the government and then everybody's free. Well, who's going to pick up the garbage? When will garbage day be? When should I put my refuse out on the curb? Who do I call? Right? If there's an emergency, where's that infrastructure? How do I even communicate? Is there an internet in your freedom? You got to build everything from scratch. Do everything yourself, assholes. Do it. Then you don't have to worry about blocking a bridge. They don't care either way. Who suffers, who can't get the help they need because these fuckers are standing in the way. Just like what's his face? Asshole from New Jersey, Chris Christie did. Gonna be traffic problems in Fort Lee. Who cares if old people can't get to the hospital when they're in the middle of a heart attack, which is what happened because of Chris Christie playing their dirty tricks. This is what they do. Oh, it's a couple of bad apples. Josh Hawley, no. He just wants to commodify it. They suckers. Oh, and here's the other thing. I'm sick of the Democrats. We know that. I am sick of them apologizing constantly. That's what's so annoying about them. Why are you apologizing to these fascists? Why are you inviting them in? Joe Biden should be out there every day saying these pricks have a goddamn dagger to the neck of democracy, just like he said that one time, and then he went back to saying, oh, we work together. And how come you're going too far left? You said you would unite the people, but here you are trying to ensure that people get fucking diabetes medicine. Yeah, that's too far left. It's too far left when you're ensuring that the American people don't have to, I don't know, live on the street or die? What's your choice? Pay your rent or buy your diabetes medicine? These fuckers. I hate the whole thing, really. So here, here's the thing, what Joe Biden should do. He should get up on his bully pulpit and say, look at this disgrace. These liars with their big lie and their fascist autocrat wannabe dictator con man spurring them on, attacked the Capitol. This fascist asshole who knows better, because he was educated at some of the best schools in this fucking country for rich white people, primarily. And he's selling a mug celebrating an incident that it will go down in shame. It's right up there with 9/11. I know that the Republicans are like, oh, Joe, somebody said it was like another 9/11. Yes, it was. It was an assault on the soul of America. And the thing that wasn't like 9/11 is that half of the American people weren't cheering on the terrorists. So, and Joe Biden should hold up this mug and say, what a disgrace. What an insult, a disgrace to democracy and the founding fathers and everybody who ever died for this thing. Every soldier laying in graves in Normandy. Every American who fought to secure the Union laying in their cold, early graves. And this mother effer made a mug to celebrate this incident. They should all be ashamed. And I'm not working with these. We're going to do everything we can to stop this fascist coup. And I don't mean, I'm working with you. You want to work with people who are normal. Some people they're unreachable. What are you working on? You know what? I will work with anybody who wants to ensure that we have a more perfect union. And that's just not a platitude. What it looks like is the American people and the majority are economically vibrant and upwardly mobile, because we cannot have a democracy otherwise. So I will work with anyone who understands the fundamental basics of what is required in a democracy. And it's not the rich getting richer and running away without paying the bill and leaving us with the tab. That's what they're doing. That's what Joe Biden should say. And then and to add the disgrace on top of disgrace for this so-called senator, Josh Hawley, he is tagging the mug. His marketing is liberals are so easily triggered. And this new mug is really whipping the left into a frenzy. Now, you're if I'm Joe Biden, you're asking me if I'm going too far left, and these motherfuckers are out there selling mugs commemorating a violent domestic terrorist attack on the country and marketing it as annoying the half of the American people. Annoy some of the American people. Trigger them. You know, but don't trigger the fucking little white whiners who don't want to know history. They're too triggered. But here, drink some liberal tears, he says. Right? Josh isn't scared. He's show me strong. This made in America mug, which is, I'm sure, suspect, is the perfect way to enjoy coffee, tea, or liberal tears. Joe Biden should say, this is a disgrace. Shame on them. Shame on Fox News for spreading lies. Shame on Josh Hawley for doing it, and because I know he knows better. Shame on everybody. We're in the crisis of democracy. We know that. He knows that. Putin knows it. And we're letting this go, this crazy train, keep on rolling. That's why Josh Hawley is emboldened to say this shit. And Joe Biden and the Democrats should call it out. This is not patriotism. If your motivation is, I'm going to annoy some of my fellow Americans You are very sick. And you shouldn't be representing anybody. Because I'm up here trying to ensure that people don't die needlessly without health care. That's the infrastructure of democracy. That's what government is here for. That's why those men who stormed the beaches of Normandy died. For freedom? They didn't die for freedom so some fucking draft-dodging prick can suck on power because he's not man enough to relinquish it. And we have a whole infrastructure of fascism building. But where is the infrastructure of democracy? Everybody's confused. They think that, Eminem took a knee. That's progress, right? Oh, we're showing them. Well, show me the goddamn policies that are stopping or even if you can't because of our asshole mansion and cinema, why isn't Joe Biden in Arizona and in West Virginia is a difference. I understand in a way Joe Manchin is a piece of shit and he's a Democrat in this red state, but cinema is another case in point. She's a whole other example. But here's the thing. Even if I know that Joe Biden, they're afraid to do it because they're afraid why did I say that? That's an English word. The see you next Tuesday will pardon me. I'm really getting spicy. Excuse me. I didn't say the whole thing, but it was coming out. But that she's going to go to the to the dark side because that's all she cares about and stick it to Joe Biden. I don't understand these people. But that doesn't mean that Joe Biden doesn't, and the Democrats as a whole, don't have the bully pulpit and can't use it to alarm the American people for real. We put up with the right-wingers alarming their dupes about nonsense and mythical bullshit constantly. We put up with that for years. Death panels. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. One day we'll wake up in a world that's not free because we signed Medicaid and Medicare. You liar. And there's no consequences for that. So we're not trying to scare people needlessly, but now there's a real goddamn emergency. So we must awaken the sleeping giant of democracy in this goddamn country. How do you do it? You don't do it by saying, I'm working with Romney, who voted for the con man twice and would do it again. I can't take it. Liberal tears? They're so triggered? You're not a patriot. You're a traitor. Even that in itself. You don't see Democrats, normal people, progressives, selling things so it will annoy right-wingers. We're trying to ensure they have living wages. There is no comparison. There's not a two sides to this story. One side is fascist and is a threat to democracy and is smelling blood and coming in for the kill, and the other side is trying to, I don't know. The Democrats are, many of them are part of the problem because they're sucking on the corporate teat. And I feel like they're trying to lull everybody back into a sense of false security while the Republicans come in for the kill. And that's what's going to happen if they get power. They're like Malcolm Nance said, it will be the illusion. It will be an autocracy with the illusion of a democracy. You can go out and vote. You can wait online. You could go through the pantomime of democracy. But they'll count the votes. Republicans will count the votes, and they will never leave power. Am I wrong? Prove me wrong. I want to be wrong. I really do. I also want a new camera, but that's another story. Let's see. Couple more things. The whole thing with Hillary, with all the right-wingers went nuts talking about, this is a new scandal with some... It was a completely another made-up story, like crack pipes, like Joe Biden's giving out crack pipes. It's a new dirty dossier. They don't read. So anybody can find. First of all, oh my God. They're so. It is painful. Somebody on Twitter was like, "Of course Hillary will not respond," because apparently she was getting into a car and they were like, Hillary, what about this dirty dossier, the new dirty dossier that of the fake Russia hoax? What the fuck? Fake Russia hoax. Well, a lot of guilty verdicts, a lot of people in jail. You don't, what's his face? Mike Flynn, the traitor, pled guilty to being, what was one of the charges? It was, let me see, Mike Flynn charges. I think one was about being a traitor, knowingly making false statements, whatever. There was another thing. Oh, it's a very damning way to put it. It was something about conspiracy. Yeah, that's what it was. Conspiracy against the United States. That was one of the charges. And come on. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Here comes the producer. Where is it? Because somebody... whatever. One of these fuckers was like, Hillary is... Of course she's not answering. Here it is. There. Of course. Because, you know what? If we answered every... If we constantly had to respond to every fevered dream, every Republican fevered dream. That's another one. Uh-oh, here comes the producer again. Producer, why are you doing this, honey? All right, producer. I'll pet you later. He just wants to be pet. So look, this person, unsurprisingly, Hillary dodges but appreciation to the Daily Mail for the effort. Daily Mail, another Murdoch rag, another pus coming out of Murdoch's disgusting, cancerous mind, poisoning the body politic. Hillary ignores the question about Durham that claims she spied on Trump. No, it doesn't. They don't read. So I clipped some screenshots from the New York Times and said, if we all stop to address the fevered dream lies of the Trump cult, civilization itself will come to a halt. We don't have the time. Imagine everything we could get done if we weren't attending to the baby's diapers constantly. This is such a game for these fuckers. Oh, well, where Trump is on the ropes, his accounting firm knows they don't want anything to do with him. I'm sure they're cooperating with the January 6th committee and all of the AGs around the country coming for this piece of wasted DNA. And they're like, oh, what are we going to do? What's going to really trigger the dupes? Oh, Hillary, put a bunch of, throw in some charges of treason and execution and it's a con. And I'm not a big Hillary fan, whatever, but it's a game. So from the New York Times, the conservative media skewed what the filing said. This is just a filing in court. And they added some words so they could pull it out, and then the propaganda machine goes into work. So they will, and I see this all the time with conservative media. When I'm going through their bullshit, I will, click on things. You'll try to find corroborating evidence and other journalists backing it up, and their links will be to other conservative bullshit sites and also their own sites, so they'll take a quote that they wrote in another article and then they will link to that article as if that's the that's the footnote for the quote that they completely pulled out of their ass. Oh, you see? But it gives it the veneer of legitimacy. So the article goes, Mr. Durham's filing never used the word infiltrate and never claimed that Mr. Jaffe's company was being paid by the Clinton campaign. This is all in there. Oh, it's another dirty dossier. Most important, contrary to the reporting, the filing never said the White House data that came under scrutiny was from the Trump era. According to lawyers for David Dagan, a Georgia Institute of Technology data scientist who helped develop the Yoda analysis, the data, the so-called DNS logs, which are records of when computers or smartphones have prepared to communicate with servers over the internet, that it came from Barack Obama's presidency. It's a completely made up fucking story for these assholes. They did it on purpose to distract from Trump crimes. That's it. What Trump and some news outlets are saying is wrong, said Jody Westby and Mark Rash, both lawyers for Mr. Dagan. No, dirty dossier. The cybersecurity researchers were investigating malware in the White House, not spying on the Trump campaign. And to our knowledge, all the data they used was non-private DNS data from before Trump took office. In a statement, a spokesman, or person, for Mr. Jaffe said that contrary to the allegations of this recent filing, he was apolitical and did not work for any party and had a lawful access under a contract to work with others to analyze DNS data, including from the White House, for purposes of hunting or securing breaches or threats. After Russians hacked networks for the White House and Democrats in 2015 and 2016, it went on, the cybersecurity researchers were deeply concerned to find data suggesting that Russian-made Yoda phone, YOTA phones, were in proximity to the Trump campaign and the White House. So they prepared a report of their findings, which was subsequently shared with the CIA. Get it? They bullshitted it. They made it up. And they it's used to throw to the dupes. So they're like, oh, both sides. You see, it's not the glorious dim leader, con man with the fake university, the fake vitamin scam, the fake goddamn disgusting steaks, God rest their souls. It's the Clinton, really. Oh, it's back to Clinton. When she had nothing to do with it. My God. This is another. This is why Joe Biden has to use the bully pulpit unapologetically. It would be so much different. I know he's got that foot and mouth disease sometimes, but that's what makes him charming, I guess, to some people. it's a lot more weight. He holds more weight getting out there and being unapologetic. If they're trying to woo these independents, which are low information voters, that's what they are. I don't know. Both sides. There's people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I just pay attention in the last couple of weeks. The whole system is designed so people tune out. That's why it's constant. They don't have that in other countries. You have a window. You're not constantly inundated with this shit. And they know that as far as political ads, negative ads turn people off. So that's why Republicans produce them. Because they know people are like, I don't want any part of this. Because there you go again. It's another example of how inside we know that it's wrong to be a bunch of greedy, grubby, grifting liars. We know. We don't want any part of it. We want peace. We just want to live. We want a fair share of the profit our labor makes possible so we can have just some of the creature comforts in life. You know, that other people fought, bled, and died to give us. So we can hang out and play music and write poetry and fall in love and go walking on a beach and care for others until we die. Because that's what matters. You can't take it with you. But what is the message? Oh, this will trigger the libs. Here's a lie for you, fuckers. Why don't the fucking president get out there and say, this is a lie? They're absolutely lying. None of this, I got bipartisan support. Yes, we got bipartisan. You said you were going to unite people. Why don't you unite people around democracy? That's it. If you don't want to you don't want to play the game, I don't care what letter is after your name, then there's no uniting with you. There's only sending you to history's trash pile, legally and peacefully. This was so offensive to me. And in other, you saw the media. Do they ever cover it? The right wing went apoplectic over this effing made up piece of propaganda. It's right out of the Nazi playbook. It's like turning Horst Wessel into a Nazi hero when he was nothing but a goddamn filthy fascist racist thug who got himself killed in a bar brawl with communists. Ugh, I hate them. But you see, anybody who has any love for the country wouldn't produce this. Fox News wouldn't run with it. It's all over conservative cesspools, websites, CJ Pearson, all of these bottom feeders spread this lie. And how are you going to extract that from the low effort thinking brain of the average right winger? You won't. They'll say, oh, Trump put shit, not just the shit, but he put classified documents down the toilet. Oh, well, lie, fake news. Look at Hillary. Nobody wants to talk about the dirty dossier. Yeah, the dirty dossier that got how many 19 indictments, convictions, people in jail, confessing, admitting that they committed conspiracy against the United States. Yeah, dirty. It's almost 11. God damn. One last thing. I just want to, we know Melania Trump is disgusting. Well, she's a whore. No offense to sex workers. Because, you know, the thing about her is that she's not honest about it. She was at one time. Can you believe the First Lady of the United States has nudie photos? I mean, imagine if that were Michelle. Imagine. Okay? That's how you know. They're so full of shit. Apparently, this is a website that it was all over the place. Political flair. Melania is furious after news breaks. She's being investigated for a possible fraudulent charity. Well, this is a typical Trump move. She learned at the knee of the master con man. He's not really a master because everything he touched was destroyed. He's a con man, but he got the greatest con. He's not a master though. He has no scruples. He has no bottom. There is no low too low. That's it. He hates America. He wanted to trigger the their dupes to turn against the system that will stand in his way and tax him to make him pay his fair share. I mean, he's a liar. He hates America. I don't care if he humps a flag. He might as well wipe his ass with the flag. I'm sure he does that too. Everything is a grift for these people. It's a disgrace. Imagine. What if Sasha and Malia were on Cameo, right? Happy birthday, Bridget. Make America great. I heard you're a real patriot because you hate America too. You hate democracy. You want my father, the tax cheating, less vote getting, dictator envying Putin puppet who gave classified information to our enemies, to democracy's enemies, not his enemies. He wants to be them. Happy birthday. They're embarrassing. They don't have any standards. Well, that was another thing when I was in the Army, when you had to salute. Standards, sir. You know, standards. We have fucking standards. There's a level we want to maintain. Standards. They have no standards. So, let's see. Melania, she tried to get into a grift. Wow, this is not any news. New York Times says Trump fundraisers are just profit. That Trump pockets every dollar. Everyone reading this surely knows that the people who gathered... Oh, honey, you're laying on the keyboard. Who gathered for a VIP meet and greet photo with Trump in Naples, Florida in December, paid anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. They believed were donating the money to a charity. Wait, hold on. I got that wrong. They were because the cat's like moving the damn thing. They believed they were donating the money that would help Trump's PAC and make America great again. A lot of them probably thought it was like a charitable contribution. Nope. That's it. They were just paying Trump to show up and have dinner with them. They're vile. Standards, none. They got no standards, sir. No standards. Look at this. They were just paying Trump to show up and have dinner and meet them, period. Events like these are now Trump's job. They're all on the make. Like Giuliani. Masked singer. He should do Cameo. I wonder if he is. Let's see. Let's see who's on Cameo. Trump. I'll just look up Trump. Well, look up. How do you spell Giuliani? Giue. I'll let Google Giuliani. I'll let Google do it. There we go. Giuliani. Copy. I wonder if he's on here. If he's not, he's going to be on there soon. Oh my God, he's on there. Oh, you can't see it. Why not? What the fuck? Everything disappeared. Boo-da-bee-da. Here we go. Look, he is on here. He's on Cameo. Come on, come on. Let's play.
Hi, it's Rudy Giuliani, and I'm on Cameo. If there's an issue of concern that you want to discuss, or a story you'd like to hear or share with me, or a greeting that I can bring to someone that would bring happiness to their day, I would be delighted to do it. It can be arranged, and we can talk through the magic of Cameo. Thank you.
Wow. Let's see some of these.
Johnny, it's Rudy Giuliani, and I'm calling you on behalf of your club members. And they seem to feel in that election that it was really, really close, and that the truth's going to come out, and Pez was framed. That it wasn't some kind of rigged vote. Now, that's impossible because people don't rig votes. Not even in Philadelphia. I mean, it was just an accident that Sonny Liston voted 2-3 times after he died. And so did thousands of others.
What a lie. He can't even do a cameo without lying.
Death, and it's quite possible people can still vote after they're dead.
Well, show us.
It is a little strange that they always vote Democrats.
Show us. You fucking
Could be
liar.
the Democrats have a much better outreach to the dead people.
You're a lying
Better
piece of
organizing.
crap.
I mean, most of the cemeteries, at least in the East, are unionized, and that could be another reason why
Oh, unions
they
are bad.
reach
I
the
know.
dead better.
Wow.
So,
This is really.
now, I'm not saying you lost because I don't. This
bottom
is just what I
feeding
got
of the bottom.
from
Can you
your club
believe
members.
this, guys?
May have gotten it from Pez. Actually,
I think
from Chris Pezza,
he's just riffing now.
who says he's the true Prez. It's kind of a little bit too cute a statement. I
Looks
think.
like he ditched
I
the
think I might have
hair
to
dye.
rethink this.
Wow, you're really boring too. Liar, a liar. He cannot even tell the truth on a cameo. But come on, what if this was Barack Obama or who? I don't know. Pick any Democrat. They don't do shit like this. Let's see what this one is.
Larry.
Larry. Wow.
All the people who work with you and care about you want me to yell, Larry, we love you, sir. And that's for all that you do. And I hope you have a really, really good 49th birthday, which is coming up on the 24th.
And I hope you don't take a shit in the Capitol.
I
There's a
understand
bathroom for that.
Obviously, these people have great admiration and fondness for you to organize this. And I hope you have a really, really wonderful, wonderful birthday. And your actual name is Anton, I gather. And if you want to keep up with me, you can do that on rudyscommonsense.com,
Ray.
which you can go to and hit subscribe. You get it for free, so consider it a 49th birthday present, among other things. And if you want to communicate any questions to me, you can do it through that medium.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. How much is this? Oh, $325 big goddamn dollars. We made that on the podcast the other night. What a freak. I can't take it. The low. How does anybody vote for them? How? God, if you're there, please explain this. There's no God. I know that. There's only us, connection. I guess he gave up on the hair dye.
Joe, it's Rudy Giuliani, and I'm giving you this message from Braden.
He's got fucking shit playing on in the background. So somebody ordered a $325 birthday greeting, and he can't even do it in a private location and give them an actual something that doesn't suck. They cannot produce anything that doesn't suck.
And it's to thank you very, very much for everything you did
Listen to that.
to support their wedding,
It's like
and
background
particularly
noise.
over the course of Claudia's life.
People are talking in the background.
Joe and Sean, I'm told, both love America, New York, and are great fans of mine, for which I'm very honored.
And there must be
they
brain
would
damage.
love to see America be made great again in 2024.
And how would that happen? By stealing the election, of course, and putting a con man in charge that everybody hates. Okay.
No question we can accomplish that. We can accomplish it if we stick together and we do all the
taking
things
my
that we
tagline.
have to do to make sure that
Do you
we...
hear that? Guys, there's all this background noise in the background. Well, that's what background noise is. He can't even give something to somebody that paid. He can't even give a decent product to them. And all they asked for is record this fascist message for my fascist Joe, whatever the fuck his name is, who loves you because he fell down a flight of steps and hit his head. Ray, what are you doing? Oh, he's being a Ray.
Win in 22 and we win in 24, which
didn't
I
win,
think is
old
quite
cracker.
possible if we keep focused on everything.
I hear somebody in the background. Yeah, actually, my buddy was doing that. Yeah. You can hear the conversation in the background.
That is going on, and to help you, maybe
Dave
it might
went to the wedding.
be useful if you subscribe to Rudy'sCommonSense.com. Rudy'sCommonSense.com.
I can't even hear.
That's my podcast, and the podcast keeps you up with all the news that you don't get from everybody else.
Something they
And,
missed. Something about
it'll
trolls.
help you
I'm
understand
hearing.
what we're going to need to do to make sure we win in 22 and 24.
God forbid. God forbid. You win. You didn't win, and win in 2024. God, if you're there, it's me, Margaret. I mean, Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin, and you know it. If please do something about this. Take this bat out of the belfry, please, and put him in hell where he belongs, legally and peacefully. Wow.
Nick, how are you? This is Rudy Giuliani. Happy birthday. That's my first request to wish you a happy birthday, and I'm very, very glad to do that. It's a wonderful occasion to have a birthday. I understand it's your 54th, so don't feel old. I'm way older than that, and I don't.
Yeah, and you
feel
show
old
every goddamn year.
Mostly.
You show every
Your
minute.
sister, Amanda, wanted me to thank you
Amanda?
very, very much for being so nice to her son, even though you don't like babies. You know, when it's your baby or your nephew, it's kind of different, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I
Honking
always found it a little
horns.
difficult
It's
because
like
they
the
don't
Tarabuster
talk.
podcast.
No.
But I don't have people in the background having conversations. I mean, there's a lot of camera issues and audio bullshit, but at least, you know, I try. They can't even phone it in. It's too much work for them. This must be a lot of work. Disgusting. But they don't work. They just want to grift and steal from the suckers. That's what gives them satisfaction, because they're mental. They're twisted. And we really have to reform the system to ensure that these bottom feeders don't get power. There's ways to do it. Like in that book, Brian Klass's book, Corruptible. They talked about ways to ensure that people who don't suck have the power. First of all, you have to take money out of it. And then there's other ways, of course. There are ways you can vote for people without seeing them. You know what I mean? That's what he was proposing. One of the things was that we shouldn't have these never-ending campaigns or personality contests. It's about public service. So you read a resume, even an interview. He was saying that's an interview when you go for a job is you're doing a bullshit routine. You're trying to smooth and charm. It's almost like a little mini campaign. If you want the job, and that's what you're trying to do. But it's also when you're speaking to people's biases. That's why, for example, and he had references to college admissions and how when they had people's names were sounded more ethnic or whatever, so to speak, so quote unquote, and then they would have the same resume with Robert Smith. And of course, the Robert Smith would get all of the callbacks when the Kamal Williams would get ignored, even though they had the same credentials. So you take names out of it. You take all of the characteristics that trigger people's biases, and then you have a fairer playing field. This was what he was discussing in the book. And some systems do things like that. And he had references to civil servants in Norway. Makes sense, right? One of the happiest places on earth, constantly for decades. There's a level of trust. People aren't tearing each other apart in the streets. You don't have liars. You don't have morons running into their capital and taking a shit on the floor, right? They're not in there breaking shit, calling for hanging. God.
That I have a little granddaughter. She's just adorable, and I think she's talking to me. She goes like that and stuff like that. She's doing something, right? And I understand you really want to spread the truth about COVID, and I hope the truth about COVID is that it was overdone by such a...
Yeah, because it's just overdone. Fuck it. A million dead. I'm not dead. It's overdone. Maybe your granny died. Like that kid. It was just overdone. Well, when you had it, Rudy, you got the best of everything. He had all the monochrome antibody, all that bullshit, and you got all of that treatment on the taxpayer's dime. Just like the con man. I don't think that kid's grandmother got that treatment. Oh, the other thing, that the Republicans are screaming about monoclonal antibodies in Florida because what's-his-face is DeSantis, his pal, and one of his masters who bribes him legally owns this shit. So that's why he set up all those locations. So, no, don't wear a mask. Don't give a shit about anybody. But if you get it, here's some place where you can go lay down on the floor and try to get some monoclonal antibodies up into you because my friend gets like $30,000 a pop from the government. And that, again, trickles into DeSantis's pockets. But they're still pushing it, even though the latest variant it has no effect on the variant. That's what they know, that the monoclonal antibodies do not do anything for the Delta variant. But the Republicans are going around crying. Liberals they don't want us to get monoclonal antibodies. Well, why don't you just, tell them that licking, they would do anything. They would lick a pile of dog poo if Trump told them it was ice cream. So tell them that licking dog poo is the latest monoclonal antibody. It does the same, basically, but oh my!
Large degree that we may have done more damage in the way in which we approached it than what we did for it.
Oh, fuck you!
The
fuck you, right? Oh, sometimes that's all you can say. 1 million dead. Oh, we did too. The lockdowns, yeah. We did too much. That's why we are the disgrace of Earth when it comes to COVID, the COVID capital. And it's the disgrace because who gives a shit, right? Right, Rudy? Who cares? As long as you get paid. Masked Singer. I mean, the disgrace. It never stops. They're bottomless. Who would have thought? Oh, me. Here's a pep talk. Well, this is the last one.
Jimmy, it's Rudy Giuliani. So I understand you need a little luck for your Super Bowl pool, and I want you to do well. I don't know if I can give you much advice on it. I haven't been following the football as much as I used to. They get me annoyed because of Black Lives Matter, and now they're gonna have that Snoopy dog sing at the Super Bowl.
Holy
who
shit!
Just sang a song about killing police. I don't know what's wrong with these sick multi-billionaires. But in any event,
multi-billionaires.
I wish you luck on your Super Bowl pool.
That's all
and
I care
I've
about.
been told by Jamie.
But they don't like it because he's got darker pigment. Well, yeah.
Dowling, who arranged this.
It's like an
I got to
old
remind you to make sure
cracker.
you take care of the 7 grandkids when you win.
Get off my lawn.
I don't think he's going to leave you with much. Make sure you take care of yourself too.
Yeah.
I understand you're from far Rockaway. You're a bar.
You're the fitness. You're the image of health and fitness. Take care of yourself. Yeah. He's sitting there like he looks like a goddamn weeble sitting there. With God, it's like right out of a monster movie.
Tender, a bar owner. My father was, and I've had some experience working in bars.
It's like a rambling old cracker.
Didn't have a lot of patience, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh God,
but
help
in any event,
yourself, please.
I love the Rockaways. Particularly.
I don't like those Black Lives Matter though, and Snoopy Dog.
My heart goes out to them because of September 11 and.
No, yes. Ask me about 9/11.
Things I shared with people in Rockaway.
When I walked through the streets and said nothing, and then I told everybody that it's true. The air is fine to breathe. And now everybody's dead. Okay, great job, Rudy. You fucking goddamn loser.
In the city, great community. And
but they're dead now.
I hope you really enjoy the Super Bowl, and that you and your whole family have a good time watching it, and that you do well. It always is better.
Can you do well?
It goes for our city and our country. Hang in there.
Succotash.
If you want any encouragement at all or any good ideas,
don't go here.
Rudy'sCommonSense.com.
Oh God, everything's a plug, Rudy. I mean, I know please become a patron, but come on. This is Rudy Giuliani, supposedly the mayor of New York. They have no dignity. No dignity. America's mayor? Let's see. Let's look at Trump. America's ass. No, here we go. We have these Trump impersonators. No, thank you. Who's that? Trump impressions. Big government sucks. Well, I hate them. You say they were, the Republicans really, really fucked us over. Oh my God, look at him. He's so high. Now we're looking at Donald Trump Jr. for those on the podcast.
Guys, Donald Trump Jr. here, really excited about being on Cameo.
Listen to my voice. I'm getting really serious and masculine. My father likes a masculine voice. Oh, there is a story about Donald Trump Jr. that I saw somewhere. You know, he's an abused child. That's why he is, you know, he's damaged. And I don't care because he's a horrible sociopath and he needs to be damaged. I hope he feels the sting of the lash that he is. And there was a story, one of his college roommates, his father was picking him up one day. They were going to a Yankee game, and Donald Trump Jr. was wearing a Yankee T-shirt when his daddy came into the room, and they were in the dorm room, and they were hanging out, having a good day. He's excited about going to the game, and he stood up, and apparently Trump slapped him across the face and said, "Put on a suit and meet me downstairs." And that's how they went to the game. Because it's all about image, you see. They're the dumbass. You ever see? Yeah, they're the dumb fucking big ass tycoons, business tycoons. Which they are not. They are. I live in New York. They are the laughing stock. They're not great business people. That's why you could go. That's why all over New York, when the fascist flag was flying from the beginning, there were buildings all over New York with the asshole's name on it. And boards, community boards, whatnot, all voted, get rid of it. And they all took it down. They couldn't do that if it was one of Trump's buildings. He's just a very good, slick marketer. That's it. So you can't, I don't know why anybody would want his name on their building, but they did.
Forward to communicating with you guys, and also really look forward to helping my friend, Benghazi survivor Mark Geist, raise some money for his incredible charity.
Bullshit. See, this is what, you know what happened? He got mercilessly mocked for this doing cameos. And then he said, "Oh, it's for charity." He's full of shit. It's for charity, like Melania's NFT is for charity, or whatever charity. She's a grifter, and that's where we will finish up tonight with the story of Melania, and the most hated, least popular first lady in American history, according to polls. Yes, women in home. Melania Trump has been voted the least popular first lady. I wonder why. She left the White House the most disliked first lady in United States history. Oh my God, help. And they're going to vote for them. They want it. Oh, wouldn't that trigger the libs if this tax cheating, draft dodging dictator wannabe con man with the fake university and the vitamin scam was the Speaker of the House? The one who gave our secrets to autocrats and con men? The one who covered up the murder of a journalist? Who helped, at least? Yeah, he's the one. Oh, Saudis are wonderful. They don't let women drive. Yeah, I was walking around in a fucking Handmaid's Tale, but they're the best. It's official. Melania is the least first lady in American history. The elusive wife. Oh, she's so elusive. You know, I don't really care, do you? Right? The elusive wife of asshole left the office on not so great terms with the American people, according to a CNN SRS poll. The results revealed that Melania held a 47% unfavorable rating and an approval rating of 42%, which is too high, making her the most unpopular first lady in history. Her grade stands in stark contrast with the average first ladies departing the White House with an approval rating of 71%. Yeah. The damning legacy doesn't come as a surprise. Melania's performance as the FLOTUS has been heavily criticized, and she stepped onto the stage. The Slovakian-born former model, nude model, and escort also did some porn, who reportedly cried in despair when her husband won the election, was routinely blasted for her failure to affect any real change. And that's why, her be best bullshit, be best, was all about bullying. And everybody was like, are these bitches for real? Bullying? Do you know who you're married to? You know you're a fascist con man cult now? Yeah, anyway. So, according to reports, a portion of the New York Times report is... Wait, here I am. The burgeoning scandal the New York Times uncovered in reporting that Trump is now creating events that look like your typical fundraiser. Oh, yeah, we went over that, but they aren't. And a portion of the New York Times report is making even bigger waves because it appears that Melania is getting into the action herself. She is selling tickets to a T, and some proceeds are going to charity that doesn't exist. Mrs. Trump is now selling tickets to the April High Tea, quote unquote, with organizers saying that some of the profits will benefit an initiative of her Be Best endeavor called Fostering the Future, meant to provide computer science scholarships to young people who've been in foster care. Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't feel for the little scrubs? Right? You want to trickle something on them, but that'll pull on the heartstrings, and then you go in for the kill. You gotta get their confidence first. Oh yeah, it's for kids. It's for poor, underprivileged kids. And, woo, you suckers. Except fostering the future doesn't seem to exist. Oh, what a charity. The Florida requires any organization that raises charitable contributions to register. Well, that makes sense. No charity with the name Fostering the Future or Be Best is registered. And now there's an investigation. Asked about the solicitation, officials at the Florida agency that oversees charitable fundraising said they could not find any evidence of registration and had opened an inquiry as a result. Yeah, the state law requires charities to register before soliciting money. Laws, these are the Trumps. But Melania wants you to be assured that she is absolutely, everything is being done lawfully. And it is a non-story. So trust her. Trust her like her NFT. Let's see. Trump NFT. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Our laughing, our ranting. We got to open the phones. When are we going to do another show? What do you think? Tomorrow, I have to say, I will probably hang out at Shaping Progress. So if you want to hang out, I think Mark Middlestaedt, the founder of Shaping Progress, is going to do a show, and I'm going to hang out in the chat room. I hope it's longer. That's my only complaint. Because I love Mark and I love everything he has to say. He's an incredible person. And yeah, the last time was a little too short, I thought. For my taste, which is a good complaint. It's not even a complaint. Here we go. And also, Mark C. We're going to have Mark C. had a very good idea about us getting together. Me and Mark C. and Mark M. We can have a nice conversation. Wouldn't that be nice? I really enjoyed our conversation with Mark C. On aradicalU.com, his website, where he offers counseling services for people in this difficult time. And we discussed, it's the whole package. When you seek help and you're looking for therapy, it helps to treat the whole human being. I love Mark's website. Happiness is your right. It really is. Isn't that what we're talking about here too? So from ArtNet, looks like the auction of Melania Trump's first NFT was such a dud she had to buy the thing herself. That's what they do. This is a Trump tactic. It's a trick. They don't want to be embarrassed. They buy their own shit all the time. That's what Michael Cohen did. He says it in his book. He talks about it openly now. I don't even know. Maybe he said it under oath when he was testifying, where he said that he had to go and buy these paintings of the con man and the fake charity. It was just bullshit. Just face it, Melania. Face it. Face it, Trump. If they can only face the fact that they're horrible. You know, that's where it starts. That's where the healing starts. Face the fact nobody wants your NFT. They don't even want you. Why would they buy that? A stupid hat with your stupid... Oh, heads of state. You dumb bitch. Excuse me. It seems like aspiring NFT artists, it's a grift. Oh, let me get in on the NFT. How she destroyed the Rose Garden in the White House. Jackie Kennedy's Rose Garden, which was beautiful. And she turned it into a disgusting, monochrome, empty, soulless space of nothing. No one goes in there as like, oh, isn't this nice? Isn't this wonderful? How beautiful. Beautiful flowers. Look at the colors. Look at the butterflies, the birds, the bees. Now you got what? Stone, a sidewalk, and some white roses, like packed into a box. No, honey, you're not modern. You're basic. You are a basic bee with a grift. You got a good grift. You got your grift on. The head of state collection on January. The former first lady minted her head of state collection, the first NFT, on January 11th, and put it up for auction, where it sold for $180,000. Oh my God! A month later, and this in crypto, it was 18,000 Solana. A month later, it looked like she had bought it herself. Public records on the Solana blockchain indicate that the auction winner is the same address that minted the piece, albeit through a very convoluted process. Solana is a blockchain, a public blockchain like Ethereum and Bitcoin. This means that anyone with an internet access can follow where the NFTs are sold. What a dumb, basic, big. Trump's website discloses that the buyer's address is a bunch of letters. This is where she got creative. At the end of the month, the address was given 1,800 Solana by an address that was itself funded by the very address that created Melania's NFT. Once the auction was concluded, the original creator's address sent $18,000 sold back to this newly invented and self-funded address, which converted it to USDC, or I guess whatever, a stable coin linked to the US dollar. Are you dizzy yet? Francis and Ray are doing what they do. They chase each other around the house. Sometimes it turns into a real fight, but not too bad. This is just play, but sometimes Ray gets a little aggressive, but they're only playing, and then it's like, ah! If they were fighting, there would be blood, teeth, that kind of stuff. This is just running and chasing. Okay, and It's okay. The piece is classic Melania, weirdly formal and flagrant, and a flagrant money grab gone awry. Yeah. Like this whole country, right? That really sums it up. A flagrant money grab gone awry. America. Yeah. All right, my guys. Thank you so much. We did a marathon. I said I wasn't going to do it, but here we are. What? Yes. Peter Griffin says we should all pitch in and make a Rudy Halloween mask with black ink dripping down. We'd be rich. That is true. That's a good idea. How do you do an NFT? I gotta find this out. What is that? It's like a digital piece of art. Is that it? I don't know. I have to research this to know more. My friends. I know, right? Covert White Rabbit says a rare and beautiful Francis sighting. It's true. He's kind of keeping it low key. Francis, come here, honey. Come here, boo-boo. No, he won't move. He's on the table. He's afraid to move. Come on, boo-boo. Come here, honey. I'll get him. Hold on. Boo-boo. Come here, boo-boo. Oh, you good boy. Here he is. Here's Francis, everybody. Yes. Ah, my hair. Hi, honey. How you doing? Look how good he is. Mwah. All right. I know where your mouth has been. It's okay. He's a good boy. Look how good he is. All right, honey. You never see him, but there he goes. All right, everybody. Come on. Enough. Be good. I don't want anybody smelling anybody's ass on camera. Have some dignity. This ain't the Trump campaign. All right, my friends. I don't know what's going on with the camera, but we'll try to fix it. And so thank you for your super chats, especially River for his, incredible, generous. And that's not just tonight, guys. It's many nights. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much, River. And thank you, Errol Thomas, for your super chat. And thank you, JD. And thank you, Richard W. And also, thanks all the patrons. Please become a patron if you can at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And maybe I'll get a new camera. Maybe I'll get a new mic. But we will meet again. Because guess what? We will win. They know it. That's why they gotta lie. We're on the right side of history. Maybe we'll definitely have our Friday show. We'll see what happens Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to Shaping Progress. So join shapingprogress.org. And I'll see you there. And you can also join Shaping Progress on Discord. There's links I think the link is down there. But you can find it on joinshapingprogress.org and also aradicalU.com. That's Mark C's site. Remember that. And we will win. We're on the right side of history. You know it. They know it. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, and democracy. Guys, thank you so much. Doesn't she ever ask, what's the question? Doesn't she ever answer questions in the chat room? What is your question? Oh, what time is the podcast? Oh, what time is that podcast tomorrow? I think it's around, let me see. I'll check it for you. Hold on. I have to go into Discord. Thank you, Covert White Rabbit, for your Francis super chat. Woo woo. Francis Jr. That's right. He was named after Francis Jr., a beautiful little cat that I adopted from the North Shore Animal League that unfortunately was a heartbreak because he passed away at age 1. He died. He had a heart attack right in front of him. It was a horror show. It was terrible. But I talked about that. I can't. That was terrible. So let me see. But I guess, that's life. No, nothing is guaranteed. Let's see. So Mark says the Shaping Progress show will be running either, tomorrow or next Wednesday. What? So maybe there won't be. We'll see how he goes. He's still kind of setting it up. But if he does it, let's see. I appreciate everybody hanging in there with me through this week of absence. I needed some time to focus on quitting smoking. And I'm so proud of Mark for doing that. What a perfect time. He's young. You don't need that shit. You don't need to carry that. We need everybody healthy, and honestly, you feel much better. So this was the 12th. So hopefully there'll be a show on Wednesday. We will return to a regular schedule February 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's 7. I had to do the math. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully it's going. We'll see if I don't know. If the show doesn't go, because you know what? Mark actually asked me if I minded if he did a show on Wednesday, because he didn't want to overlap. And I think, yeah, of course I don't mind. We want to help each other. We're supporting each other. But I appreciate that he asked. But yes, so that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at his YouTube channel, which you can find at joinshapingprogress.org. All right, guys? Any other questions? No. All right. I do read the chat sometimes. Sometimes it carries on without me. So there you go. And I think that's great too. I love it. You guys are great. Thank you, OB-Joy. Thank you all. Thank you, Haiku, for being the moderator. I saw that nasty troll. Thank you for getting rid of him. And everybody else. Nikki and Steve and Covert White Rabbit and Eve and Richard W. And who else? Well, of course, JD and Errol Thomas and River and Peter Griffin. And who else? There's a lot of other people I don't see. But people are here. They don't chat. Some people don't chat. Oh, and Winston, of course. Thank you, Winston. And thank you. The other person that we got rid of was Quinn. See ya, Quinn. You could stick around. Just don't pick your nose, That's okay. And Mark C. And Paradoo. And everybody else. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but guess what? We stick together. Whoops. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. Guys, I'll see you very soon. Stay safe and well. I love you.